Um, Happy New Year, everyone. Do you see and hear me now? Oh, better turn on my background music since that was muted. Oh man, what a great way to start off the new year. Sorry about that. I was about 10 minutes late. I'm sure you saw my messages. Hi everyone. My my model, my phone was sort of like seemed to be disconnected from the Wi-Fi for some reason. First time that happened. So we tried out a USB connection instead. On my suggestion, my husband Leon is claiming all the credit for it. He and Karis seem to have a certain excess in pride in common. No, I'm joking. Thanks. Thank you to Leon for his help. If I hadn't been able to get that working, I would have just streamed with like a PNG or something like that. But thank goodness it didn't come to that. I did miss using my model. It's been a while, but let me read comments. Hi, hey, hola, hi Tia, hi Robo, hi Axe, hi Tara. First stream of the year, needs some VTuber curse moment. Indeed. Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Hi Ari. Oh, hi Skater. Good old VTuber tech issues. A tale as old as time. Yeah, I was hoping I'd be over that by now, considering it's a new year and I've been streaming for almost 2 months now. Don't worry folks, I fixed it. I am the hero. Yeah, no need to brag. All praise are over. Don't come on, you guys are gonna like let it get to its head. Bye here and see you. Happy New Year to you too. Tia, yeah, congrats on surviving all of that. Happy New Year's. Only one of us didn't. PNG is indeed a good option for those clutch moments. Yeah, I think I remember a time when my Kami Oshi Suisei had to do that. I think on a random stream when her model stopped working and she started raging. She blamed management. She was like, because the Hololive members, they have like the proprietary tracking software. She was like, so this is like management's fault. Like I'm gonna give them a piece of my mind after the stream. And like, but in the meantime, she replaced her model with like a PNG of her like holding her new holding like a CD, like holding her new album, if I recall correctly. It was very Suisei coded, like the self promo aspect of it. Anyway, hi. I'm Tia Faire, idol philosopher and justice incarnate. Welcome to my first stream of 2026. Thank you everyone for waiting. Today's is just going to be a chatting stream. Nothing too fancy. I'm sure most of you here are aware, but in case you aren't, I was very sick recently. Like I asked myself, am I going to die? Is this it for Tia Faire? So what happened was, I went out of town the weekend of the 27th and 28th. I mentioned this before on stream before I left, but I didn't mention where I was going. So I actually was Leon and I went to Ottawa, Canada, Ottawa being the capital city of Canada, to visit his mom's side of the family. He had some people there. It wasn't my first time. It wasn't our first time visiting Ottawa together. It's our second time. We first went last year. Now it's 2 years ago because it's 2026 now. So it's 2 years ago in 2024, and So it wasn't our first time, and we went to, so it was our second time visiting his family there for, basically for the holidays, more or less. And we, like the family part, like the holiday part, like that went fine. I think, so like, yeah, so while I was there, I think I caught, my father-in-law thinks that I caught norovirus based on my symptoms. So we sorry. We left on Friday evening. After I streamed, we hopped on the Via Rail train. The ride, it took 5 hours to get there, and then the plan was we stayed a full day on Saturday and Sunday, and then the plan was to leave Monday morning and take the 5-hour train ride back to Toronto. I woke up in the middle of the night, Monday, like early Monday morning at like 3 a.m. vomiting. Like I did not feel right, and I thought I thought to myself then, like I already had the thought, like I have this feeling I am not going to be able to go home today. Like something is very wrong. And the rest of the events, I basically covered what happened on Discord. So we woke up in the morning. Like I went back to sleep, and then I woke up, and then I think I was still vomiting. The time came for us to check out, and I could barely stand. But I sort of like I mustered the sort of the strength to walk and to leave to get dressed and like leave the hotel, and we arrived at the we actually managed to get to the train station, but I like did not feel comfortable getting on the train. So I think Leon called his cousin to ask, because we were at her house the day before. Leon called his cousin to ask if we could stay overnight, like an extra day, but she wasn't available. So we ended up booking just one night at a totally different hotel, very close to the train station, and it was a it was actually a much larger and fancier hotel room than the one we had stayed in the previous few nights, which was kind of interesting. I'm not sure. Leon didn't tell me how much money it was, but I feel like we don't usually stay in rooms that fancy, because I mean, I think it was just the one that happened to be the closest by, right? We were just thinking about convenience, but I think like Leon and I are like financially, like we're comfortable, but we're not like loaded. So yeah, that was an interesting change of pace. But anyway, so we stayed there, and we got on the train the next morning, Tuesday morning, instead, and yeah, that was the toughest train ride of my life. I am so. Leon says this is why I should pick the hotels from now on. What does the choice of hotel have to do with my being sick? But yeah, I mean, it was just I don't even know what to say. When I had such the deepest incredible sense of relief when we finally touched ground again in Toronto. Like it's hard for me to remember a time when I've been so relieved just to be back in my own city. I mean, what am I trying to say? I'm the kind of person, I get homesick easily. Like, I find that whenever I go out of town, like by my second day out of town, I'm already like, I miss Toronto, I wanna go home. And then, and that's when I am not deathly ill. And this time, that was just the hardest train ride of my life. It was just, yeah, and, anyway, so I came back on the 30th. It's been almost a week since then. I'm afraid I'm not completely recovered yet. I do feel a little weak and a little congested, but I'm well enough to stream. So yeah, I'm not dead. It did take me a while, longer than I thought to get better, but really I just feel fortunate to be to be alive, and well now, and I want to say, thank you so much to everyone on Discord and otherwise who sent me such kind get well messages when I said I was sick. You really have no idea how much you have no idea sort of what effect it had on me when I felt like it was hard to see the light of the end at the end of the tunnel, but those messages really gave me strength when I needed it. I read and I appreciated each and every single one. 2 years now. This is why I should. Wait, I read that already. My picks are fancier. Wait, I thought you would be more concerned about saving money, Leon. Are you saying you're okay with splurging on your wife? I don't even know if I'm okay with that. I feel like I'd rather save a bit of money. Oh, hi Kai. It's been a while. Happy New Year. Sounds like a real pain. Hope you're feeling better. Yeah, it was an ordeal, but as I've said, I'm doing better. Well enough to stream. Hooray, we're not dead. Yeah, and speaking of thank yous, another thing I wanted to say is a very special thank you goes to my husband Leon for looking after me when I was very vulnerable and unable to look after myself. I honestly dread to think of what would have become of me if he weren't around. It's far from the first time that he's effectively saved me. I don't know what I would have done if he wasn't there to book the extra night at a different hotel and then reschedule our train ride, and all of that. And not only did he do all that, he did that while he was sick, because I wasn't the only one who was sick. He had the same thing, although his at the time was not as bad as mine. I think he basically yeah, so he was sick at the time, not as sick as me, but he did not, I could see it in his eyes. He was very exhausted and he needed rest too, but he did not complain. He did not say a word complaining about his own situation. His focus was just on getting us through all of that. And then the last few days, over the last weekend, he it turns out that he has norovirus too, and probably caught it from me. And he also had some vomiting. Yeah, I just yeah, I'm afraid. Well, I saved all the complaining until now. That wasn't a license for you to begin. But yeah, I do want to say, I don't think I thanked Leon enough while I was sick, for all his hard work and sacrifice. But I want to let everyone know, about his heroism, and that I am truly grateful. Axe says, so glad to hear that everyone's messages helped and that you're feeling okay now. To a better rest of 2026. Yeah, like really, far not exactly an ideal start to the year. And you know, in Japan, there's a cultural superstition that whatever you do on the first day of the year, it's basically how the rest of the year will go. And because of that, it's like very important to like work hard and, you know, do the right thing on New Year's Day. But I spent New Year's Day, I don't know, was I still throwing up? I was sick. I think I spent the whole day in bed. So I hope that, superstitions aside, I'm not going to spend the rest of the year in bed, because I have a lot of plans I want to get to. Once again, our overlord has proved himself a useful guardian for justice. Why are you calling him an overlord? That makes him sound evil, like a demon overlord from Disgaea. Good man, Leon. Yes, he is. All right. So, I didn't want to just talk about being sick the entire stream. I think I've gotten across sort of you know, what happened and what it was like. But I also something I definitely wanted to talk about, and a much happier topic today was positive things, positive holiday related stories, positive things that happened over the holidays. So I know that there's at least one person in particular in chat who's waiting at the edge of his seat for this, or maybe not. Maybe he's calm and I'm overstating his enthusiasm, but it's based on what he confided to me last night. So I want to talk about some of the Christmas gifts I gave and received in 2025. Okay, this is, I have to hold on, let me just give me a minute to check something, because it's check something in OBS, because it might be very scuffed. Okay, I think I need to go into File Explorer and actually change update the file directory. Maybe hopefully I can talk while doing this and hold everyone's attention. So crap, I can't talk and type at the same time. Wait. Now I'm coughing because okay, how about everyone? Tell me a little bit about your holidays. Who did you spend it with? What did you eat? What was your favorite present? And because I do want to hear about your stories too. I know it's a little late now, but yeah, just focus on that while I only need like a minute or two to sort this out. Okay, did that help? I'm gonna check OBS again. how about if I no that was 違う that was wrong. Does this help? Okay, that helps. Leon says I got pants. I was going to talk about that. I was going to mention that, but a bit more substantially than that. Okay. Okay. I think I've got my bearings now. So I'm also gonna move myself to the side. I think I'm gonna do that in YouTube Studio. So that I'm not blocking what I want to show next. No scroll. Okay. Yeah, that works. Okay, so for those of you who are on my Discord server, right, you may have noticed that a while back I added stream alerts for my friend and senpai Axion, another philosopher VTuber, this actually cost me money to do in Ping Court. It costs money to purchase an extra slot on top, if you want one, on top of the single one that you get for free by default. So I did that, and I was very frustrated because it didn't even work at first. I did manage to get it working eventually, but Axion caught wind of this and the fact that it cost money, and he approached me in DMs saying like what was it, if you know, like I didn't, you know, I didn't know that it what he said, like basically like I didn't know that it would cost money, but like, you know, but I'm willing to pay you back. I told him that I don't really like the idea of money changing hands between friends, which is true. I don't really like the idea of friends, you know, paying each other money and stuff. So he offered instead to buy me a philosophy book whose price was whose like value with an equivalent value for Christmas, I guess. So let me maybe I don't how do I do this part? How do I go from here? Actually, I think it should be this. So and then on December 21st, he messaged me saying he DM'd me a photo of my front door with an Amazon package on the doormat. And I flipped out. I told him what happened. Here's what I wrote. So the moment I saw this picture, I burst out of my room and ran downstairs screaming, "Ah!" I unlocked the front door in a huff and peered outside into the cold. Nothing, no delivery in sight. I returned inside and encountered my father-in-law in the kitchen, where I began relaying my predicament to him in a pleading manner. He hadn't seen the delivery either. I then ran upstairs to Leon's room where he had been taking a nap and began babbling incoherently, managing to eke out a few relevant keywords like box. When Leon realized why I was in such a tizzy, he erupted into laughter. He and Karis are alike in this, those jerks, and procured the book you sent from his closet. Apparently, the envelope it came in had been tampered with. Canada thinks you're a terrorist act. And so Leon saw fit to transfer its contents to a gift bag. Also, I asked Leon if he was jealous that you gave me something for Christmas. He said no, because his gift will be better. So yeah, I saw the photo, like my can you imagine what it feels like if someone from a different country sends you a picture of your own front door with a gift in front of it? So I was like, holy shit. So I immediately went to check if it was there, and then it wasn't. So I flipped the fuck out. And but yeah, all's well that ended well. So I'll show you sort of the end result of all of that. Ta-da! That's the book that my senpai Axion sent me. Justice, a philosophy book by Michael J. Sandel. His name is a little bit cut off here in this photo. You can also see I included my Marth plushie in the picture because I just wanted to add a little something that showed that the photo was one that I took, and you know, as opposed to just a generic image of the book that I grabbed off the internet or something. So this is my very own copy of this book that was generously supplied by my Oshi. Like, can you like, can you guys believe it? Like can you imagine, like, my Oshi is the nicest man on earth. Like, can you imagine, like, just your own Oshi like sending a Christmas present to your house? Because that's what happened. And and like it's also you know what else is funny? When Axe offered to send me the book, I like immediate like my like immediate next action was to send him my real name and my mailing address. So my Oshi knows what I look like and my real name and exactly where I live. I don't know where he lives, but he knows all that about me. So I trust him not to abuse that information. Thank you so much. Thank you so thank you. I can't even speak now. I'm too happy. Thank you so much, Axe, for the Christmas present. I will and this isn't all. He doesn't just send me this because there's wait, let me just go back to the slideshow. He said there was a message came with the book. I think it's a little small on the screen here, but it says, "Hi Tia, hope you enjoy this book. It's a philosophy book I read a long time ago, and I thought you might like it since it's mostly about justice. Merry Christmas from Axion." I tried to do a little bit of an Axion impression there. But It's just, I have to imagine like the envelope that the Amazon envelope that the book came in was tampered with, right? So we think that it was opened by like the border security when the package crossed the border. They opened the envelope though and saw this message. They must have thought like, okay, so this Axion guy is not a terrorist, but he is a nerd. Cause like look at the like cause he didn't sign it Harry Chalmers, he signed it Axion. So it's kind of like, look at our like freaking like anime like chuny ass names. Yeah. Wait, I should catch up with comments. Kai says, spent Christmas with the fam and my older brother just handed me a perfectly working Elgato HD60X. It wasn't even a formal present. He just remembered he had it, didn't need it, and gave it to me. Score! Oh, that's very thoughtful of your brother. Yeah, he must have, yeah, it sounds like, he must have remembered that you needed it, so that's very thoughtful of him. If I'm not mistaken, Kai, if you're still here, this comment was a few minutes ago, but you're also a YouTuber who does some philosophy videos. Leon pointed out to me that you've done some Xenoblade videos of your own, which was very, which I thought was very cool. And we also noticed that you have an Ontos core choker, which is like, honestly, like you looked so cool in it. It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Goes well, it would match well with the Numa core necklace that Leon gave to me for my birthday a few months ago. Robo says, just my stepdad and me for Christmas, made food, didn't really do anything, slept all New Year's Day. Holidays are hard on us nowadays, but it was nice and quiet. Well, I'm glad you had a peaceful day. Sometimes you don't really need a fancy celebration. Sometimes you just want rest and quiet and family. And it was, yeah, well, we'll get to that. The Mirth plushie is a nice touch. I'm glad you think so. Yeah. What about my gift? Are you jealous, Leon? You shouldn't be if your gift is better, you know? So glad to hear it. Made it okay, even if its journey there was a bit roundabout. Yeah, I'm relieved too. If the package had gotten like lost or something, I don't know what I would have done. I would have been so devastated. Hello Tyler, Happy New Year. Did you see this? My Oshi Axion mailed me a Christmas present to my house. Has Cares Euphranor ever? I know the answer to this. I don't even need to ask. Peak impression? Really? I'm not sure it sounded anything like you, but if you say so. And then, Justice by Michael J. Sanders was not the only philosophy book I got as a gift this past Christmas, because at Axion, I hope you're still watching. No, wait, no, no, it wasn't food. What the fuck? My photos. Oh no! I know what the problem is. I need to. It's fucking File Explorer. I need to. Okay, give me another. I thought I fixed the problem already. Give me another few minutes to. I fucking hate fucking OBS. What the fuck? I feel like I can hear Leon laughing from the other room, which I hate. Don't mock. You guys. OBS is like hard, okay? You guys won't understand. No, Axe! Stop! You're supposed to show sympathy as a streamer. Wait. Sorry. This is just taking a while. That was so anticlimactic. Fucking hate that. Okay, and then now I need to re-import the source. What's up? Okay. Oh no, wait, no, oops, that was... Okay. Okay, we're back. Okay, it's true I was laughing. Yeah, I can hear you, mister. If OBS didn't have little difficulties like these, it just wouldn't be as magical. Yeah, I guess, I prefer it when it's... I must say I prefer it when it's other people having scuff and not me. But anyway, okay, wait, associate speed, okay. Ta-da! Long story short, I asked Axion how he thinks I could become a better philosopher like him, and his main suggestion for me was this book, Knowledge, Reality, and Value by Mike Humor. I know the bottom part of the book is cut off in this picture. But so yeah, so I asked it wasn't the first time he recommended it to me. He also mentioned it I believe one time close to when we first met. But you know, like I figured, well, you know, if Axion is recommending it, there must be something to it. So I asked Leon to get it off me, get it off Amazon for me for Christmas. And he did. So this one was bought by my husband, but was recommended by Axion, and I've already started reading it. I haven't gotten I haven't gotten very far yet, but let me wait, okay, so wait, first act says amazing, that's indeed a good one. Hello Leo, happy new year, welcome to my stream. I'm just gonna like show this off to like every new person who comes in. So Leo, Axion, my Oshi Axion, my Oshian friend Axion mailed this book to my house for Christmas. Can you believe it? I'm so happy. I hope your holidays went well as well. Feel free to tell me about how your holidays went. Anyway, I want to grab the book itself, but it's over there. I need to stand up. Be right back. Wait, my headphones are caught in the switch dock. Okay. Okay, I wanted to stand up and reach across the room without taking off my headphones, which was a bit difficult, but I succeeded. Shouts out to Sandal. Oh, so have you read that book in particular, Leo, or you're just familiar with that author? Show Leo the food. We're not done talking about presents yet. If he's still around, later I will show the food. Depending on how many come in, this could take a while. Yeah, well, I meant more people who would know either, like, I meant people who would reasonably know Axion, because like if it's like you know, one of his viewers or Kira's viewers, because if it's like, yeah, some random person, then like, I don't, what's the, there's like less significance of bragging to them. They went well. Oh, got to hear. Shouts out to Marth, my character in Melee. Whoa, you, Leo, you main Marth as well. Because I main Marth. I main Marth in Melee and in Ultimate. Cool. A long time ago, I watched a bunch of his YouTube lectures, which is the same subject as the book. Oh, so he has. Oh, so his ideas are on YouTube as well. That's interesting. Maybe I'll also check that out sometime. Anyway, okay, so I have the book in front of me. Knowledge, Reality, and Value by Mike Humer. I haven't gotten very far through the book yet. It's as from what I can tell, it's divided into 4 main sections, 4 main parts. I am almost done with part 1. I've been enjoying it a lot so far. I considered giving my thoughts on sort of on the book, you know, my thoughts so far in the book. But I've decided that maybe I'll wait until I'm done reading the whole thing before sort of, you know, talking about the impression it left on me and like what I learned and all that. For now, I will say this Mike Humer guy is quite the character. Like I'll let me read the back of the book for you, and you'll see what I mean. It's the back of the book has got these quotes, these critic quotes. You know how a lot of books have that. It goes like it was like, my work is all a series of footnotes to Mike Humer, Plato. and then this book. And then it goes, this book is way better than my lecture notes, Aristotle. When I have a little money, I buy Mike Humer's books, and if I have any left, I buy food and clothes. Erasmus. LMAO, I hear more laughing than words. Well, it's funny. Is it not? Is it not funny? Can't go wrong with endorsements like that. Yeah, I know, it seems legit. Yeah, he's quite the character and has quite the distinctive writing style. Clearly a very eccentric person. Which I dare say is how you know he's a true philosopher. Something I've noticed about philosophers is that for those of us, you know, who are philosophers and who like aren't just calling ourselves that, but you know, we really like live and breathe the philosophy stuff. I noticed that we all tend to be a little weird. Like, I mean, apart from this Mike Humer guy, just looking at myself and the philosophers I know personally, such as Axion and Karis Euphranor. I mean, yeah, like we're all like I've been called weird throughout my lifetime. I've been, you know, treated by people in such a manner that suggests that they think I'm weird. I think all 3 of us have had trouble sort of finding people, you know, who we really connect with, and finding people who really relate to us. I think we just we just stand out in a crowd. Yeah, so if you I don't know, if you ever meet someone who has a lot of, you know, strong ideas and who's just a little off, maybe they're just a philosopher. There's no sane philosopher confirmed. No, it's not that. It's not that we're not. Are we sane? I feel like it's not that we're not sane. It's that we're just we're like weird. Being weird doesn't mean you're insane. It just just, you know. Correct? No, what? Why are you all agreeing? No. Yeah, look, it's not. I think you can be weird and sane. I don't think that being weird and insane are the same thing. Like, I don't think like weirdness and sanity are like mutually exclusive. Like, I think it's like being insane means being crazy. Like, being weird doesn't necessarily mean that you're crazy. It just means you can still be like it. Because being crazy means that you're like volatile. Like, it means you're like unpredictable, unstable. But being weird doesn't necessarily mean you're unstable. You can be stable and weird. It just means being like things like having like a weird sense of humor. And stuff like that. You know what? I'm still sick, and I'm kind of stuffed up. I don't want to belabor this point. Oh yeah, if Axion got you that, what did Karis get you? You know what? I can't make him sound good on this one. He didn't get me shit. Not only that, he insulted me and all of his other viewers on his Christmas wishes stream. So yeah, Merry fucking Christmas. What was the next slide supposed to be? Oh yeah. So Leon didn't just get me the book that Axion recommended. He also gave me a few other things, including this. I don't know. Can you guys tell what this is? This is a bunny calendar. It's actually and it says honey bunny at the top. I know like Marth's feetsies are covering most of it. This is actually the first this is not the first time I've gotten a bunny calendar. It's actually the 4th year in a row. Like, this is a tradition with me, because like the first time Leon gave me a bunny calendar was like 4 years ago. I loved it so much that like every year since then I've like demanded that he get me one as my Christmas gift, and I just have it on my wall, and because I love, like, bunnies are my favorite animals. I probably love bunnies as much as Axion loves cats. Well, maybe not, because I know, well, it's hard to say, because Axion like really loves cats, but I also really love bunnies, so I don't know. Oh, cool, sounds like him, yeah. But a cool and nice bunny calendar. Thanks. I haven't put it up yet, actually. It's still in the packaging. Oh, I used to be a bunny. Those were the days. I am, like, afraid to ask, as to the context of that comment. If you want to provide more, you're welcome to. Otherwise, I won't ask. Robo says, like plucking all the feathers off a live chicken to win a debate. Weird, but not insane. But that's what I'm saying. None of us have done that. You're not, that you're thinking of the wrong, like maybe, okay, maybe some other philosophers are insane, but that's not what I'm talking about. Like, but like none of us have done that. Like, I don't think Mike Humor has done that. Wasn't 1 year puppy though? Maybe, I don't know. I think there was at least a bunny picture in it though, so it counts in my mind. This chest, a happy little guy, you know, less than a foot tall. Can you guys see the confusion in my face? We have them on the shelf, right? Whatever. I mean, I think we do, but you know, does it really matter at this point? Okay. Oh yeah, and then the pants. Earlier, Leon mentioned pants. Yeah. So, so my present, my gift for Leon was pants. And I will say up front, I was afraid that this would be kind of a lame and underwhelming gift. The reason was he did mention to me that he wore out his dress pants, two pairs of like sort of like dress pants, like slacks, or they're just nice slacks. He wore them out, which was a real shame because they were really nice, but it was really awkward. He couldn't really wear them anymore because they had each developed like big holes along the crotch for some reason. Like, I don't know why. It was very mysterious. But he showed me the holes, and then I was like, oh, okay, like, yeah, I guess you can't wear those anymore. So I know, and then I know he was having difficulty finding replacement pants he was happy with when he was shopping. So I bought some for him myself. But the tricky part was because he wasn't there with me, because it was a surprise, right? I pretty much had to like eyeball the sizes because like I don't know his measurements. So I found these two. I bought two pairs of pants, two like nice pairs of slacks, both like the same style but different color. I think like one is like black, one is like dark gray, and it was like 30 like the size was like 36 by 32 inches. I'm actually not sure which one is the length and which one is the width, but since I think most of my chatters are men, maybe some of you can inform me as to which was which. Either way, I eyeballed the pants and I was like, okay, I think these are my husband's size. And when I was giving them to him on Christmas Day, I was actually nervous because I wasn't sure if they fit or not. If they didn't, I would feel really bad. So I gave them to him and I had them try a pair on immediately, and they fit perfectly and they looked so good on him. I felt really proud of myself. I was like, I am a good and attentive wife. I pay such close attention to my husband. I just can like instantly like look and tell what clothes fit him. Yeah, they like fit him perfectly, both lengthwise and widthwise. Like absolutely no alterations needed. They look he looks really good in them, I think. So I was yeah, I'm very happy about the gifts I got, but I also I was proud of that gift that I gave. From Viking, sure, from Viking League. Yeah. Proof she doesn't pant nap from me. What, like stealing? Are you talking about stealing your pants? Like yeah, how, why, and how would I do that? Like you're like twice my size. Like you're like literally you're like I'm 5. I'm like 5'4" or 163 centimeters. You're like 183 centimeters, or like 6. You're like 6 feet tall flat, and you weigh twice as much as I do. Like how and why would I steal your pants? As someone who used to bike to work, I believe you. Oh, okay. We must normalize just asking sizes. All the clothing gifts I get are never the right size. Shake my head. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Leah. Yeah, it would certainly lead to a lot of convenience if we normalize that. Can't wait to bike in them. From my laundry, just check. Not for me. From my laundry. What? I don't get it. Okay, anyway, I think that those are all the holiday stories I wanted to tell, really. I also wanted to show a few travel vacation photos I have. And these next ones, I don't know if they're really sorted. Actually, they kind of are. Okay, so this picture again. So this wasn't from I'm about to show a few pictures from Ottawa, but not from the trip to Ottawa that I just took most recently, but from the trip I took 2 years ago. I didn't take very many pictures this time around, but this was taken at a little restaurant in downtown Ottawa called the Greek Souvlaki Shack. And believe it or not, this is a hot take. I dare say that this is the best restaurant in Canada. The portions are huge. Prices were pretty reasonable from what I remember. I don't remember if they've upped them since then. And the food tasted delicious. And they also do everything in the restaurant gluten-free. Because apparently the daughter of the owner has celiac. I think she works at the restaurant too. Because she was because if it is who I'm thinking of, because the food was so good that Leon and I actually went twice during the 3 days that we stayed in Ottawa last time. And the second time that we went, she was there, and she was so like pretty. She had like wavy hair, and she was just like really pretty, and really, really friendly too. She was like, it was really busy because it was Valentine's Day. Like we went over Valentine's Day, right? And so it was really busy, and you could tell that she was like a hit with the customers, especially with like the older male customers, because she had that like. She kind of had that look, right? She was very glamorous, like, you know what I'm saying. So she was both glamorous and also like very friendly, and that kind of thing tends to be very popular with men. And then I think and then when it came to like my turn, I think I was sitting there at the restaurant for a while by myself because Leon had to run back to the hotel by himself to get something. So she eventually like got to me, and she asked me like, I think she was like, "Oh, like, are you like doing okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I was like doing fine." And then I said like, "Oh, like your hair looks really pretty," and she was like, "Oh my gosh, like thank you so much." I think she was like, it felt like she was just like really happy and surprised to get a compliment from like another lady after just kind of like being like hit on by like men all day. She was like, yeah, like I actually had it done yesterday, and I had like you know, I think I like curled it, and then she started talking about like how like she had like the difficulty she ran into while doing her hair, and then I was kind of like and then she like realized like she had started kind of like rambling about her hair, so she was like, oh yeah, so but anyway, yeah, best restaurant in Canada, in my opinion. We didn't get to go this time, which was a shame because they were closed. It's a family business, so they were closed over the holidays, so they could kind of spend time at home, and we didn't know that in advance. But yeah, so basically, all this to say, if you, any of you, ever find yourself in Ottawa, the capital city of Canada, I gotta check out the Greek souvlaki shack. You can see here, this is like a chicken souvlaki like meal that I have, and in the background is like a gluten-free calamari. I also have a sick Kirby in Melee, not gonna lie. I think Axion says that he means Kirby. Wait, did he? Did he say that he mean Kirby in Melee, or maybe? Or no, I think he said he means Kirby in Smash 64. Right. I misremembered for a sec. And I don't know if Ax is still here. Maybe he left because I'm not. I finished with the section that pertains to him. Do you know the living? Oh, hi Sam the Ham. Do you know the living tombstone? I'm afraid I'm not sure what you're referring to. I used to go to Ottawa when I had a girlfriend who went to U Ottawa back in the day. Oh, are you still? Are you Canadian? Then, Leo. Like, did you used to live in Canada at one point, or nope, still here. All right. That's right, Smash 64 for me, yeah. And then this is just some Canadian-themed graffiti that I witnessed in the Byward Market in Ottawa. Kind of like this photo because it was taken at a blue hour, so the sky looks very vivid, and it was very cold. I know the photo doesn't really hold it, but it was absolutely frigid. I had trouble holding my phone. It was actually so cold when we went to Ottawa that my phone died at like just even when the battery was supposed to be full, because I think just the lithium in the phone, like it doesn't hold up to cold, like it freezes and then the phone stops working. And then I forgot exactly where this was taken, but I just thought it was pretty. They had a lot of lights strung around the city in the winter. And then this is something else. Leo says, "Alas, I am not from the Great White North." Smash 64 Unk versus Melee Zoomer. I object. Okay, this is going to sound. This is. I don't like my Oshi Axion being called an Unk. To me, he's very young and cool. But and also, is Melee a Zoomer game? I feel like Melee is like a millennial game because like if you're like a Zoomer, like you were basically born when Melee came out. Like I'd say like I'm a Zillennial, so Robo says, wait, I just put 2 and 2 together, so you can't have poutine. I can't have conventionally made poutine, but thankfully there is a restaurant in Toronto that does a gluten-free poutine. I haven't been there in a while, but it's called Insomnia, near the corner of Bloor and Bathurst in the Annex neighborhood. So yeah, at least I have that. Felt like I was saying something, now I forgot. Would you guys like me to quickly go over the vacation photos I took when I was in Vancouver, a different Canadian city? Because that's where Leon and I went earlier in 2025. We went in April. Maybe I'll just show the photos really quickly. I just thought, you know, while we're talking about vacations in Canadian cities, this is sort of, you know, it's sort of related. So this is a view of North Vancouver from South Vancouver. So Vancouver is sort of divided into like north and south by like a river, if I remember correctly. So this is taken when we were standing on the south side facing the north side, and then you can kind of see the Rocky Mountains in the distance as well. It was a really beautiful view. Vancouver being by the sea, which Toronto is not. So yeah, when it comes to mountain and seaside views, I will admit that Vancouver has Toronto beat. And then this was taken when we went to the Vancouver, like something like a market. I forgot what it was called. It's on a. It's located on a small island within the city itself, where it's like Leon might remember what it was called, but basically, they have like a lot of fisheries there. It's like basically a big giant seafood market. There are a lot of like seafood restaurants and like fish markets there, and then there was this also one big building that was essentially the Vancouver equivalent of the Toronto St. Lawrence market. So inside there are a lot of different small like booths and stalls where you can buy like seafood, but also takeout and like snacks and things like that. And there was one bakery. There was one bakery stall selling these really adorable bunny-shaped cookies that I couldn't help but take a picture of because I love bunnies. And this was in April, so we went around Easter, so hence bunny-shaped cookies. The Granville Island Public Market, yeah, that was what it was called. It was really fun. And this was this was taken at I think it was called the Vancouver Sakura Days Festival. So it was a authentic Japanese cultural fair that they were holding while we were there. So unfortunately, we didn't bring our yukata to Vancouver. We didn't have the chance to wear them because Leon and I actually have kimono. Fun fact. We didn't get to wear them though, so which was okay. We just wore our regular clothes. And there was this one stall selling gluten-free chiffon cake, as you can see here. I did end up buying one. It was really, really good. Shame that they don't have a branch in Toronto or anything. When I travel to other cities in Canada and I find really good gluten-free stuff, I'm always like disappointed if there's nothing like that back home. And at the same fair, oh, those cakes look good. Yeah, it was really good. I always feel so relieved whenever I can find like gluten-free stuff that is like wholesome and tastes good and is like accessible. Do you see the sign? This was taken at the same fair. And it's just like, I'm a Naruto fan, so I saw this and it says like Japanese crepe Sasuke and like and also just like the broken English at the bottom, like you will never regret. It made me imagine like Sasuke Uchiha, like the character, like making crepes or something like that. It like conjured like a really ridiculous like mental image in my mind. I considered like drawing fan art of that. Like I didn't get to it, but I thought that was really funny. Leo says, I am also gluten-free. Great baked goods must be cherished. Yeah, like if you're not gluten-free, like you don't know the struggle. But yeah, for us, when we find something that sort of caters to our needs, it's really a blessing. And then this, you may be surprised to hear this. I was kind of surprised, but sort of like along the outskirts of Vancouver, if I recall correctly, near the northeast, there's like a petting zoo. Like Vancouver has like a petting zoo that's like pretty close to the city itself, which was really unusual because I don't think the closest thing that Toronto has to that is High Park, but High Park isn't really. It is like it has a zoo, but it's not like a petting zoo, and it's not really very extensive. I was just surprised to find like something like a zoo like very close to the city center, but they had a zoo, and you could tell that Leon and I like were not the target audience because most of the other people there were like families with children. Like we were the only like young couple there, so they had a lot of different kinds of animals, including peacocks, as you can see. And they had the option for you to buy small packs of feed and hand feed them, and some of the animals were really friendly, and they would literally just eat out of your hand, such as this peacock. And that is my hand. That is actually my actual like real life hand there that you can see in the picture. So in the hand reveal, you can see that my, I guess if nothing else, you can see that my skin tone does more or less match that of my my VTuber model. I have shown a photo of myself on screen, so it's not even that much of a reveal. I forgot that I did that. And then aside from peacock, I also fed a chicken. They had free roam chickens at the zoo, and they were so cute. I love chickens. I think they're one of my favorite animals. I think like most people think of chickens as kind of like being kind of like stupid farm animal, like stupid and brainless, and like you just eat them and like but chickens actually they can make good pets. I've heard. I just think they could look kind of like cute and round and cuddly. So they had free roam chickens at the zoo, sort of like, or maybe it was more like a farm, and maybe I don't know if I should call it a zoo or a farm, but anyway, they had free roam chickens like running around all over the place. And what was cool was that you could tell. This is speaking to the chickens as like, you know, actually are not stupid and like make good pets thing. You could tell that each of the chickens had a different personality, like, you know, they were individuals. Because some of the chickens were really more skittish and fearful of humans, like you couldn't really get close to them at all. But others were really friendly and food motivated, and they would get some of them could really get up close and personal, begging for treats essentially. Much like dogs, like the variety in personalities makes you think of like dogs. There was one chicken, the one hen, she was particularly big and round. I remember she went right up to like a picnic table, like a family at a picnic table, just sort of like kind of like rubbing right against their feet and like you know basically hoping for handouts. I personally found that really cute. And this chicken, as you can see, this hen was comfortable enough to eat right out of my hand, which made me so happy. And fun fact, this was a little unfortunate. The feed that you see here in my hand actually had wheat in it, and this was not something that I realized at first, because they don't really offer a disclaimer on the package, which, you know, maybe they should going forward. But after like I'm so sensitive to gluten that I can get an allergic reaction just from touching or smelling gluten. I don't have to consume it. So after a while, of carrying this feed around and feeding animals, I started feeling like, I feel like I'm getting an allergic reaction. Like, I don't know why. I haven't eaten any gluten, and I realized, oh, it must be in the feed for the animals. So I was a little bit sick, but honestly, it was worth it just for this one time. It's the first time in my life I've been able to feed chickens and get this close to them, and it was a really special experience. Here's also, there were many hens on the premises and one resident rooster. This was him. He was quite the loudmouth. I caught him mid-crow. You can see his sort of like kind of obnoxious crowing face here. He was this is a better picture of him. You can see he was quite the handsome bird. Chicken worth it. Oh, Leo says, maybe I should do a hand reveal sometime. I've only shown my full face. Oh yeah, maybe you should then. I mean, okay, that's all the photos I had prepared for today. Other than photos, I guess besides all that, I wanted to talk about some sort of like New Year's resolutions I had, but though not quite. Maybe honestly, rather than New Year's resolutions, it's more like things I've learned maybe it's like half plans and ideas for the following year, and like half like my reflections and lessons I've learned based on the year that just passed. Especially now that I've become a VTuber and started streaming. Let's see. Actually, sorry, I'm deliberating over where exactly I should start. Should I maybe I'm thinking maybe I should open Clip Studio Paint so that I can write on the board, because I do feel awkward and bad sometimes just talking with an empty screen. But then what would I write? Maybe I would feel better if I started with this. So oh no, and my shoulder's blocking the bottom rightmost one. Something. So regarding the 2025 and my streaming career so far, something that I've how do I say this? So this as you can see, this is supposed to be a summary of the things I've drawn, sort of roughly since my debut as a VTuber. I put this together so I could to try to like help remind myself of how much I've actually accomplished so far. I think that I envisioned myself doing much more than I have, and because of that, I felt kind of like I don't know. I felt kind of bad. I felt guilty about not doing enough. But I put this together to try to help remind myself, like, hey, actually, I have done quite a bit, even if it might not feel that way at times. You know, it's not like I was just doing nothing all day, every day. So as you can see here, from left to right and top to bottom, I drew I drew fan art for Axion's birthday, which was actually pre-debut, before my debut, but it still counts as VTubing related work that I've done. And then the next thing I drew after that was my thumbnail for the 90 Days to Lifehold Xenoblade X challenge run that I've been doing, and it's still in progress. As you can see, what I did for it was I took my head from a screenshot of me, but then I erased the body and I drew like a different body, like doing like the Wojak pointing pose. I think it's been a hit with people. I think it's helped with my series reach. I do count that as something that I drew. It was a bit rough. It was around the drawing. It was a bit rough. It was at that point that I realized that I might not be able to put sort of like my full effort into everything I drew. Like some things might have to be like half finished, but you know, half finished is still better than not done, not existing at all. And that's still sort of something, a challenge that I'm navigating, like how to be happy with my artwork when I might, due to time constraints, I might not be able to get it looking exactly the way I want each time. And then after that was with the stupid love triangle picture, which was not work related per se. I drew it mostly for fun. It was based on honestly like multiple in-jokes related to like me and Axion and Karis at this point. If you don't already know the context for it, I don't feel like, I don't know that I should bother explain. Like it won't be, if I have to explain it, then it's like if you don't already get it, then it's like me explaining will not make it funnier, I don't think. Nice drawings. That's a cool variety of different kinds of images. Yeah, I guess so. It is quite the variety. Floating hands. Yeah, so I and then I next after that I drew my own controller asset. I know a lot of VTubers have one, but some of them will just use a more generic one. For me, I decided to draw my own for a number of reasons. One, my design has gloves, when most of the generic ones that you can just rip off the internet have bare hands. And I I've mentioned this, but I wanted to draw my own. I wanted my asset to depict the gamepad that I actually use in real life, because I have like really small hands and like noodle arms, so I can't use most controllers. For accessibility reasons, I have to use this one specific gamepad, and I really like it. That was sort of important to me, and that was something I wanted represented. I remember telling Axion about that I was working on this during, I think, one of his unarchived study streams, and I said like, yeah, I'm working on a stream asset right now. It's like not something like I really want, like I really feel passionate about working on, about drawing, but like it needs to get done. Cause like I don't know, I can't say that like just drawing floating hands is particularly fun, like a fun thing to draw. Like, it needed to get done, but yeah. I've been learning that VTubers have many sets of arms. Yeah, you're catching on. You've seen Axion. So I'm not trying to throw shade at anyone. It's just like a personal thing, right? But I've noticed one difference between me and Axion is that like like I will show up to stream with my hands already attached, like with the hand asset already loaded and attached to my model, whereas he will like pop that on after he starts streaming as a part of the stream, and then you can see these like giant, you can see these like giant disembodied arms like pop out of nowhere, and then he'll resize them to fit his model. It's always a riot. Axion says, I'm particularly partial to the birthday and utility con drawings. Good times. I mean, yeah, I can't really blame, I guess I can't really blame you for being partial to the fan art was meant for you, like specifically. And then speaking of assets, I also drew a microphone, custom microphone asset for myself when I sing. I think it's like right here, actually. I can pull it up right now. That's also another kind of asset that many VTubers have, and there are also some generic ones, but I wanted to draw my own. I think it turned out quite nice. and then the next thing I drew after that was in sort of like emoji style picture of me, like in the angry noises style. For those of you who don't know, this image is derivative, so I did not draw it from scratch. It's based on the angry noises. I think it's a Toho meme. Like the original picture was from a Toho doujin. But I just drew like my own. I just drew my own take on it. So angry justice noises. The reason I drew it, I decided to draw it at that time, was because I actually intended. It was my vision for my Discord server icon. So you can see that right now it is the icon for my Discord server, and it's also in emoji on the server itself. And whenever I get 500 YouTube subs and can open memberships, I will also add it as a custom YouTube emoji. And then second to last was a utility kun, which I drew for Axion as a small gift for reaching 200 subs. I had been so for those anyone for anyone who doesn't know, utility kun is sort of now like a recurring character on Axis channel. It's sort of our take on the classic utility monster thought experiment. He gets happy when he eats people, so is it the right thing to do to feed people to him to maximize utility? And so I had been thinking of, I had the idea on my mind for a while. I just didn't have a reason to get around to it since there was so much going on. The idea, like the idea I'm referring to being, you know, drawing my own rendition of utility kun, but when I thought about Axion's, you know, his when I saw that he was doing a stream to celebrate 200 subs, I decided to do it for that occasion, so that he could show it on stream. And I have to say, I think the rendering turned out quite well. Like, I don't feel like rendering is my strong suit as an artist, because I like drawing. I feel like I'm better at drawing than at coloring, because when I was younger, I put a lot more of my like skill points in drawing rather than coloring, and then more recently, like coloring, like basically I'm not as used to coloring. Like, coloring is something that I've had to sort of like kind of like almost like do a crash course on to try to catch up, because I felt like my proficiency in that area was noticeably behind my drawing proficiency. So when it comes to rendering practice, it can be really handy sometimes to just practice by rendering simple polygons, such as rectangular prisms, which is what utility kun is, because in Axion's original doodle of utility kun, he looked very rectangular, very reminiscent of Domo-kun actually. So here in my in my sort of interpretation of utility kun, I've made him a purple, which is Axion's image color, to try to diminish the resemblance between the resemblance with Domo-kun. And then last but not least, I'm covering it. I don't think it will help much, even if I try to bend backwards as much as I can. But it's I've shown this by itself on stream before, so it's okay. But I've done I drew this. I drew a picture of and then my last artwork for the year was I drew a picture of a close-up of my and Axion's and Karis's eyes to just try to practice drawing. I just kind of wanted to practice drawing eyes in general. I thought like it would just kind of be interesting to like to show like a juxtaposition of the three of us like that, and yeah. At 500 subs, you can do custom emotes. Interesting. Yeah. Do you like not know these things about YouTube, Leo? Like not trying to sound judgmental, but it sounds like you don't. But these are, you know, that like these are things that I've sort of like looked up in advance. Like if I didn't already sort of know them through osmosis as a VTuber, since they pertain to me and my goals. Well, he is cute. I'm inclined to feed him at everyone. Yeah, honestly, that feels like the general reaction to utility kun. What do you make of this Axion as utility kun's keeper or master? I'm inclined to think of you as his keeper, as his master, or at the very least as his creator of the artistic, you know, version of utility kun. I wonder how you feel that like everyone's like, oh, he's so cute. And on account, you know, because it's, you know, and just on account of that's the reason we wanna feed him people. So what do I talk about now? Oh, Leo says I don't know anything about YouTube stuff. LMAO. Yeah, it is. There's a whole world out there to it. I find it somewhat interesting. I can't lie. Yeah, I'm pretty eager to get 500 subs and unlock super chats and memberships and just custom emojis, because that's just like a cool thing to have. Axe says it's good that he's cute. as that might diminish people's horror at getting sacrificed to him, and thus it increases overall utility. Not me. I do not volunteer. Not me. It's gotta be someone else. If we're talking sacrifices. Okay, what should I say now? I have a bunch of notes in front of me, and a lot actually. I'm not sure what order I should go in. Maybe I should just begin from the top. So I mean, the notes that I'm referring to are notes that I've taken. Notes that I took when I rewatched my my past VODs, to see sort of you know, what I could learn from them, and how I've changed since then. But I'm feeling a little embarrassed now for some reason. I guess I hate that I'm like this. All right. So when it comes to my debut stream, something that I feel I'm not sure, you know, came across as well as it could in my debut stream, or maybe it did, and this is just sort of my own, it's just in my head. I remember when Karis he didn't tell me so much as he was saying on stream. He was talking about his impressions of my debut, and he said that he finds it admirable that you know, that I am my philosophy is motivated. You know, I want to do philosophy, and that my philosophy is like motivated by my sort of personal experience, and that this is something that I'm sort of like talking about openly, which was still like a really nice. It was a really nice thing for him to say. Don't get me wrong, but on the one hand, I find it. There was a part of me that found it odd that he said that, considering I don't feel like I expressed such a thing explicitly, and that maybe that was just more his interpretation. But also that something that I feel didn't I didn't get across well enough in my when my debut is sort of my my overall goal as a VTuber. I did say that I want to bring justice to the world on my goal slide, but I don't think I was very clear about what that meant. But I do want to say that when it comes to justice and what I want to do and the causes that I want to believe in, I don't want anyone to think that I am like the only causes I care about are like ones that I have a personal stake in, such as like child abuse and trauma and mental health. It's true that is an issue that I care a lot about and that I want to sort of help make progress in. But it's not as though like I'm the kind of person that only I only have my pet issues and like I don't really care about anything else, because there are people who are like that. But I just want to put it out there that that's not me, and rather I want to say that I'm the kind of person who's in general on the lookout for you know, in injustices to identify new injustices and try to address them, even ones that don't directly affect me, but ones that sort of hurt and concern other people. I am concerned about you know, solving all kinds of injustice everywhere, whether or not they directly directly affect me, or whether I personally relate to them. Geek-san says social worker cause. I'm okay with being called a social worker. There are worse things to be called. There are some parallels. Injustice. Bad. Outjustice. Interesting. This I feel like this goes back to what I was saying about philosophers being weird. Were you there when I said that, Leo? I don't remember now. Also, hi, hi Geek-san. Welcome to my stream. I'm Faire, idol philosopher, and Justice Incarnate. I'm just doing a humble little chatting stream after just to get back into the swing of things, since I took an unplanned hiatus for about 10 days because I got really sick. I was there. Oh, okay. Another thing I noticed from my debut that couldn't really be appreciated at the time. Let me import a picture just to help show what I mean, but I'll try to talk in the meantime. So, it's about the fact that I drew and rigged my own model. So, for anyone who doesn't know, I did draw and rig my own model here. Well, if you've been watching this whole stream, then you already know that I'm an artist. But how do I say this? At the time, because I was just debuting, I don't think that I could really appreciate what the benefits or the impact of me drawing my own model would be. But now that some time has passed, looking back, I think it's something that I can appreciate more fully, and I think something that's really nice is that the fact that I drew my own model means that my model is in my own art style, which means that going forward, if I draw myself, all the new depictions of myself will match my model, and vice versa, rather than being in a completely different style, which can sometimes be a little weird. I think there's something nice about that. I don't know if that will make any sense to non-artists. Maybe it's just an artist thing. But also, this is more of a coincidence rather than sort of calculated. But I think my model's facial proportions and I guess maybe my art style by extension is a little bit reminiscent of my kami oshi, Hoshimachi Suisei, because you guys probably don't sort of remember off the top of your heads or anything, but Suisei has kind of more of a square, kind of not a square. Okay, by square I mean the proportions, the dimensions of her face are roughly the width and the length, of her the width and the length dimensions of her face are roughly the same, which results in a more square proportion. It's the same for my face. Whereas I feel the popular style for female VTubers these days is to have a very wide face with the eyes and the nose and mouth all really close together, which results in a kind of squished appearance. It's certainly very unrealistic. I can't say that I prefer it myself, but I'm gonna pull up a picture to show you what I mean by looking like Suisei, and this is going to be it's not actually as big as I thought, but this is a meme that I made, and I posted it on Blue Sky and Twitter a while back. But you can to me it looked like Axe and Sui are making the same facial expression. But you can kind of, if I put this really close to my face, you can kind of look at my face and Suisei's. You can see that our facial proportions are really similar, right? Like by that I mean like the size of the eyes and like the amount of space between the eyes and the nose, and like the nose and like the mouth. This is that was actually like more or less a coincidence. So it's not like I planned this out and went like, oh, I'm gonna make my model look like my Oshis on purpose. It kind of just worked out that way. Let me try to see if I can make the same face as them. I don't know if it's really working that well, because I can't really make the narrow mouth shape with the way that I've written my model. But yeah. Oh, Leo says, so is VTubing mainly live streaming? Okay. I'm going to try to answer this in a manner that sort of assumes you have you have sort of you have very little background on sort of what the history of VTubing and what that's all about, because that's what it sounds like, which is okay. It's always new to have like, it's always cool to have like new people. So VTubing is just it's derived from the term YouTuber, right? So it's just a virtual YouTuber, and to that effect, a VTuber is just, I mean, it's not like the term VTuber has like a strict definition that's like gate kept, right? I think there is some debate within the VTubing community as to sort of like what a VTuber is, and that is something, I think that's something that has a lot of room to be further explored. And since there is at least one other VTuber here in chat, Axion, if you want to weigh in on I have to go in a sec, but thanks for the stream, it was fun. All right, see ya, Ax. I might want to get your thoughts on some other things. I might mention a bit later on, but if that happens, I'll just Discord you the timestamps. It's a shame that you have to go, but thanks for coming. Yeah, enjoy your day. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, anyway, like VTubers, my personal answer to that is like a VTuber doesn't have to live stream. They can also just make pre-recorded videos, like yeah, so they can do uploaded videos or live streams or both or one or the other. Yeah, I think sort of the common denominator though, or sort of like for me, I would say like the requirement to be considered a VTuber, whether you do pre-recorded videos or whatever, is like you to have a moving model like this as opposed to just streaming with the PNG. I think sort of like that's where the line is drawn. Geek-san says, understandable, it was holiday season. You're your own mama, creator, noise. Yeah, yeah, they like to call VTuber artists mamas, but I don't know sort of how that translates over if you drew yourself, like what that implies. I'm kind of scared to think about it. Tara says, oh, I'ma go on a walk. Nice to be seeing you again. Toodles. Oh, enjoy your walk. You're doing an Axion. I see what you mean. More realistic. Unlike. Oh no, Gura catching shade. Unlike Gura's eyes being so too far apart for human proportions. Yeah, that was the kind of thing I wanted to avoid. So, as you can kind of see through just a few of my art examples on the board, I prefer as an artist, like I prefer like I try to like make my art style like not be too anime. It's like definitely grounded in a certain sense of realism. It's more, I try to maintain a certain sense of naturalism about it rather than being like going like way too far in the anime direction. I'll actually since there might be a few new people here, I'll actually hide my model just for a moment to show the bottom right picture behind me for those who haven't seen it. Leo says, I've never seen any VTubers before. Really? So does that mean that Axion... Well, it looks like you're gone now, so maybe I'll ask you next time I see you. Does that mean that Axion was the first VTuber you ever saw? Because if so, that's really interesting. And does that mean that I'm basically the second? That's yeah. I don't know. I like, for me, as someone who's been a VTuber fan like for like 4 years, I feel like, I mean, I know like not everyone knows what VTubers are, so there are still people discovering it. But just the idea that like being like the first, or like being like the first or second VTuber that someone has ever seen, just seems like really cool to me. Robo says, once saw someone call MatPat a PNG tuber, never thought about it, but is that right? I'm not familiar with MatPat. Like, does he stream with like a picture that sort of like blips when he talks or something like that? Because if so, then like I guess that could count by a certain definition, but I know that there's some like controversy around that. Like, some people don't like the idea of like flash tubers being called, you know, VTubers or PNG tubers, but then that also raises a question of like, you know, so like why, you know, like where do we draw the lines? Like, is this sort of gatekeeping justified? Geek-san says, I'd argue the short animation bits of self-narrated in real-life stories were the original tubers before the culture existed. Yeah, that's possible. That's kind of sort of at the heart of the debate, right? But then I guess the question is sort of like, what do we get out of expanding the definition of VTubing in that way? Because even if we say, you know, so and so 20 years ago was the first VTuber, that doesn't change the fact that VTube, like the VTubing culture as we now know it, you know, originated with Kizuna Ai. Like that doesn't change. Like even if there were creators that could have counted as VTubers a long time ago, nevertheless the culture had not emerged yet back then. Yeah, other people might have different thoughts on that though. So I wanted to talk about how could have mentioned this earlier, but just I guess while watching some of my past VODs, okay, something I've mentioned a while back on stream was that I felt that because of mental health issues, I was having difficulty doing philosophy content, and I was sort of limited as to what I could do about that at the time. But now that some time has passed and I've reflected on the issue, I do think that one thing that would help is if I did what's it called? If I did more philosophy readings regularly, because I how do I put this? The thing is, so a while ago I felt like I felt really uneasy about how I felt like I wasn't doing enough philosophy content for a self-proclaimed philosopher VTuber, but you know, and it certainly might seem that way to someone who sort of like who's just passing by my channel and you don't know my whole story. It might just seem like I'm just calling myself a philosopher, but I can't walk the talk, you know. But from my perspective, basically, I spent 2 years working on my VTuber model. I worked on my debut for 2 years. During that whole time, I did hardly anything else but drawing. I drew I drew as much as I could. I studied. And not only did I spend all that time drawing, I spent all that time drawing pretty much little besides my VTuber model. So I wasn't drawing. So I was just drawing me over and over, basically. If you want to hear about the full process about that, I did go into detail about it during my debut stream. But yeah. So for 2 years, I kind of just threw all my other interests and hobbies by the wayside and just locked in completely on drawing. And that means that I'm kind of rusty on my other interests, because I'm also, aside from, I do like art, but I also like music, and I like and philosophy, of course. And yeah, I just gotten rusty. I figured that at the time I just thought, oh, the only thing that the main thing that matters right now is that I finish my model, and and then I'll just debut, and then the rest will work out. I didn't think about how neglecting my other interests would affect my performance once I debuted. Debut. Sorry, I'm kind of tongue-tied. Yeah, it is what it is now. Can't go back and change it. Not that there's not that things would have been better if I had done things differently, but yeah, I feel like I've just I could have put off philosophy, or I put away philosophy for so long that I started to I'm just out of practice when it comes to talking about philosophy. And the really bad thing is I'm not even talking about talking about other people's philosophy, but even my own. I realized that I have my own original personal philosophy that I've started developing, and I'm even rusty when it comes to trying to explain that to other people. Obviously intuitively I understand it, but anyway, I figure that if I start doing philosophy regularly again, which means sort of doing philosophy readings as I once used to, that should help me get back into the swing of things and remember the vocabulary words and say what I want to say, and stop sounding like a fool on stream. Starting with knowledge, reality, and value, which was suggested to me by Axion. Let me just get back to that. This book, I feel like my goal should be to finish reading this within the next month or so. I shouldn't dally too long on it. So yeah, and then Geek-san says VTubers before Kizuna I. Also, I preferred Luna Kaguya Luna, or Luna Kaguya, same era as Kizuna I. Yeah, I never watched Kaguya Luna, but I know of her. Yeah, I don't have anything more to say. I don't know if I have anything more to say on that at the moment. Maybe I'll wait. Yeah, you say still here, just AFK in the shower. Maybe I'll wait for you to return, Geek-san, if there's anything you want to add. Robo asks, do you think you'll ever dive into ancient Greek philosophy? Do you mean in terms of giving lectures on ancient Greek philosophy? Because in general, I would say that I am I don't have plans to do lectures on other people's philosophy, like, you know, famous philosophers, because that already and the reason there are a few I have multiple reasons why. One being I think that already, you know, forms the bulk of, you know, the sort of philosophy content out there. You know, if you want to read about, you know, like top 10 things Plato has said or that Aristotle has said, that kind of thing is very easy to find, and so I don't think that there would be I would have much to add by going there. Another reason being that I am not I'm not a formally trained philosopher. I don't have a philosophy degree, so I just feel like that's something like that would be best left to other people. Indeed, my friend Axion, who has a PhD in philosophy and formerly was a professor of philosophy in the United States, you know, is someone who I think is far better suited to doing philosophy lectures than I am, and has already begun to do so on his channel. So I think I'd rather leave that to him. For my part, I think something that would be a better use of my time is to focus on my personal philosophy, because I'm the only person who can talk about my philosophy. It's mine after all, if no one else will do it for me. Or it's possible that I've you know, misinterpreted what you were asking, Robo, and you meant something else. Yeah, I actually that but you know, now that I've started talking about this, that actually sort of ties into something else that I was thinking of talking about, which is that I don't, how do I say this? I think, you know, so you know how I just said that like the bulk of philosophy content out there is just like top 10 facts about Plato, top 10, like, you know, and this is something that I've been talking about with I think that this is something that me and Karis and Axion have been all talking about with each other, like sort of like what philosophy, like, I don't know, like I don't know how much I should say on this, but like how like the difficulty of, like, I guess it's like sort of like the difficulty of branding ourselves as philosophy VTubers when most people's image or preconception of what philosophy content is like the whole like top 10 facts about Plato stuff. And the issue with that is that like that stuff is already so saturated out there, but that's not, but like memorizing facts about ancient, like famous philosophers is not the sort of thing that like we really need in the world now, or not really the thing that like that we need most, you know, because we, you know, so again, I kind of don't want to dwell on this too much, but like the challenge for us as philosopher VTubers is that like the work that we feel that would actually be fresh and original and exciting, that we want to do and that we think would be worth doing, might not be recognized by lay people, like by the average person, by the audience we're trying to reach as philosophy content. You won't believe facts about Plato. Wait, Geeksnot says, I back. What 2D waifu? Ted? Huh? What? And then, I feel like they're talking about Ted, but who's Ted? that's the challenge. Yeah, so that's sort of a challenge that I found myself thinking about and facing. And it caused me a lot of grief. And then I found out that, oh, my, Karis Euphranor was thinking about the exact same thing. That gave me actually quite a bit of solace. I can't lie. So that's just I don't have any answers to that. Yeah, like that's just going to be an ongoing challenge that for me and for us to think about going forward. No TED Talk, Tia Talk. TED Talk is a YouTube channel. Yeah, well, I know that it's a YouTube channel, but my name isn't Ted, it's Tia. Exactly, mod son. Got it. But my name is Tia. I actually have you ever thought about what it would be like if a VTuber gave a TED Talk? To my knowledge, that hasn't happened yet, but it has crossed my mind. Like, what if I became the first VTuber to give a TED Talk? Or if not me, I wouldn't mind if it were Axion. I think he would come across quite respectably on the TED stage. Yeah, just what if like one of us philosopher VTubers, we were the first VTuber to give a TED Talk, and like, what would we talk about? Like, under what circumstances would that transpire, and how would that be received? I'd like to think that it'll happen sometime. It's probably only a matter of time. I guess like the bigger question is exactly when and who will be the first VTuber to give a TED Talk, and like, what will be the process like to be like the first VTuber, like convincing the TED organization to let you do a TED Talk, like as like the first VTuber, like to do so. Robo says, like I referenced today, what is a man? I see that question asked a lot today. Though it's worded, what is a woman? And the difference, I guess, is what is a human man as opposed to the current day. Oh, I think I see what you're getting at. So what you're asking is different ways that ancient Greek philosophy could apply to modern day issues. Yeah, I think it certainly could. But though I would maintain that I'm not sure that I'm the best person for that. I think that either Axion or Karis would have more to offer there than I would, where it's about gender. Yeah, I gathered that. Noise Michitia should be Iron Mouse or AI Neurosama. Yeah, well, what? They could walk back and forth in one of those Roombas reacting screens and stage tactile. Well, what would they? First of all, I'm not sure I agree that it should. I don't think that the first VTuber to give a TED Talk should necessarily be the most famous or like meme-worthy one. I think it should be one who actually has something to say and wants to say something. Like, I don't think that knowing Iron Mouse, I don't think she'd want to give a TED Talk. Maybe that's just me. What else? Talking about kind of want to talk about some of the other like there's some other, I feel like, misconceptions that have risen either in my debut itself or just in during the time following. I remember being asked about the games, my choice of games, the games that I wanted to play, and I remember particularly being asked why I didn't play like Ace Attorney, and I already answered this question, and in general I remember there being kind of this big thing around like oh, if you're all about justice, then you should play Ace Attorney, and you should like it's kind of like it's a shame that you didn't you study law in school. And to that, and I've already spoken to this, but I felt like there was more that I could say and that I would like to say. So on my choices of games, at least, I'm just going to sort of quickly reiterate something I've already tried to explain, but I think that like law and justice are different things, and I think it's kind of a shame that in our society we often conflate the two, and then that justice has sort of a strong association with the law, because that doesn't I don't know, that doesn't fit with my personal definition of justice and what I think justice should be. And you know, as a part of my goal as Tia Faire is I want to bring justice to the world, which also includes bringing my definition of justice to the world. I think I would like to sort of break, or at least weaken, this cultural association that we have of justice with the law. And as a part of that, when it comes to the games that I play on my channel, some of the games that I have played and will play will be sort of like puzzle or strategy games, because that sort of that sort of relates to the whole idea of like, hey, like, look at me, I'm a philosopher, I'm like intellectual, and all that. But when they're not intellectual games, I think that I would like them to be narrative-driven games that exemplify my definition of justice, and not society's existing definition, but the one that I want to bring to the world. But you'll see more and more what that is as time goes forward. There are already, if it's not already been hinted at in Xenoblade X, which I'm playing right now, I know it will be definitely hinted. It will definitely show up in the future. Geeksan says, well, to different significant fields, one, AI representing how self-aware they become, and that being a VTuber is literally Iron Mouse's whole existence and shouldn't be mocked by normies. Well, I mean, if you know what a TED Talk is and you're familiar with them, you know, you don't just get on you don't just get on stage and talk about anything. More often than not, you need credentials, and you I mean, I'm not saying that it would never happen. It's just that I'm not convinced that like that needs to happen, or that is what should happen. Especially in the case of Neuro, but I mean, I don't watch Neuro at all. Maybe I'm just maybe I'm just too anti-clanker for this. Robo says, maybe more so due to the fame of Iron Mouse, doing VTubing is a huge opportunity for those who can't work physically, from money to a social life. I know I've seen video essays on that aspect of it. Yeah, I'm not saying like, oh, that's, you know, sort of would it be a bad idea for a TED Talk. It could happen. It's just, you know, I'm not like fully convinced that it would. Like if it happened, I wouldn't be unhappy if it happened. Yeah, in general, like any sort of positive visibility that VTubing gets is a win for all of us. I think I also. Here's another thing that I feel like well, actually, first I'm gonna read this comment. Yeah, exactly. Can't physically interact with the outside world. Yeah, but then in that case, like, we don't need specifically a TED Talk to advocate for, you know, to do that kind of advocacy for VTubing. Like, is that even really the best or the best medium for that? It certainly isn't the only one. Like, you could sort of say the same of every other medium and venue in our society. Like, why can't we also have VTuber everything else? Like VTuber, I don't know, talk show host, or VTuber, you know, like, you know, any like literally doing anything else, any other job in our society, to just show that, like, hey, you know, this is actually a useful alternative for people. This is value just besides pure entertainment value. It should actually become a part of our lives. Roba says, do you think that's a, I think you meant to say stigma, it being seen as only for those with limitations? Is it seen for only for those with limitations? Because I don't think it is. If it was, then maybe, but I don't. But is there? You're restricted. Actually, VTuber. No, I meant not every. Okay, not by every job. I meant like, not like okay, not more like less like jobs that actually like require your hands, like require like a physical presence. More like jobs that involve like where the most important thing is just sort of like a talking personality. Because in those cases, I don't see any reason why we should why we should discriminate against VTubers. Geek-san says, sorry, gotta go so soon. It's a World Day drive commute I'm about to do. Well, I see. Well, it was nice to have you. Have a great day. I hope to see you again sometime. Yeah, what else did I want to say? Oh, bye Tia. Bye Miss Tia and Mazen. Bye. What was I saying? So another thing that I feel like I've caught flack for. Now, this was something that sort of popped up during my debut, and it's possible that nobody. What am I trying to say? Like, no one was trying to. I don't think that anyone was actually trying to sort of maybe make me feel bad for with this, but it did make me feel bad at the time. It was when I mentioned that I was a business major, and I got a bunch of comments saying like, well, stuff like, oh well, you know, most business majors suck except you, and that kind of there is something about that I think rubbed me the wrong way, and I realized there is a basis for those comments. I mean, yeah, I mean, if we think about sort of the state of the business world, and we think that, you know, most of the people there come from business school, we can make a somewhat fair sort of presumption that a lot of the people maybe coming out of business school are not really, you know, people with like sort of the best intentions, and the best, maybe the highest principles and things like that. But even so, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way that there was so much surprise around the fact that I majored in business, because I guess this because my guess is that, like, what, or the impression that I got is that, oh, because I am a philosopher, because I am a either because I'm a philosopher, I should have majored in philosophy, or because I'm also an artist, I should have done either, you know, done like fine arts or like liberal, some sort of liberal arts, and I just don't know if I guess I want to challenge that kind of thinking, because like think about it this way. Like it feels like there's this underlying presumption that, oh, like you need to study exactly what you're interested in. You can't study anything else. So if you're a philosopher, you gotta major in philosophy. And because of that, like clearly, if you majored in business, clearly you must want to be like an evil capitalist that that like oppresses poor people or something. And I just don't agree with that kind of thinking. I guess what I think is that just because you learn about business and you understand business and are maybe good at doing it, does that mean that you have to use those skills towards making the world a worse place? Just because that's what other people with those skills are doing, does that automatically follow that that's what you are going to do? That's the only thing that you can do. That's the only possible outcome of being a business major, like being a bad person? Because I don't think so. I don't think that follows. I don't think that conclusion follows from the premise. I think that for me, I think like for better or for worse, whether we like it or not, like I for one, I very much see and acknowledge the potential of because we do live in a business like dominated world. We live in the kind of world where having good business sense or not can make or break your career, especially if you're especially if you're not in something that's like a formal profession, like being a doctor or a professor, where like the road to success is kind of sort of like very set in stone and laid out clearly in front of you. If you're sort of something more like I don't like in many other different kinds of careers, like having business sense can make or break you. And so to me, what does follow is that living in this world, the society, whether I like this society or not, whether I agree with its rules or not, but living here, it makes sense that if I want to succeed and get ahead in this society, that it makes sense to want to be good at business so that I can be effective at whatever my goal is, which in this case is trying to make the world a better place. So and I guess some people, like, I'm not saying anyone here, any of my viewers, but I do suspect that there may be people out there who would not believe me on that and would oppose me on that. They would think that like you have to if you want to oppose the system, you have to work entirely outside of the system, because if you're working within the system, then you're automatically supporting it. I don't know if I agree with that either. I think that if you're this might sound harsh, but I don't know that we need another ineffectual, starving artist with high-minded ideals who is unable to, ultimately convert any of them into reality. If you think like that my method of doing things makes me sort of evil, automatically, regardless of what my intentions are, then I must say I look forward to seeing how you will make the world a better place. Robo says, oh, I didn't know that. My stepdad was a business major. Granted, he didn't do anything with it. It definitely seemed to help him and our family. Oh, that's interesting. I assume by that you mean, like, when you say that he didn't do anything with it, I assume you mean that, like, he didn't become like an entrepreneur, he didn't start his own business necessarily, but that the skills, maybe he picked up were otherwise helpful. It's all about intent. Yeah, I'd like to think so. Like, I mean, it's not even just about methods. Just it's not even about methods. Versus ends, because I don't think that there's anything sort of inherently bad about my or harmful about my methods right now. I think it's just skills. Like if we just have a set of skills, and maybe even if a lot of people use those skills to do bad things, but I use them to do good things, then that should be okay, right? That should be enough to set us apart. That's what I think anyway. Actually, this might be a good time to speak as to sort of my what should I speak about this? Maybe I should delete some of the notes that I've already talked about, because my page is getting hard to read. That might help. All right, I think I've figured out how the rest of this will go from now until end of stream. So might be this. Oh, Tyler says, I'm back. Hope I didn't miss too much. Now I was just talking about sort of like my my reflections, reflections on what I've learned and experienced VTubing so far. The topic we just covered, I think, segues nicely into this other topic that I wanted to cover, which is pertains to the future, how I will run my channel going forward, my plans for this year. Do any of you recall the debates I did with Axion? When was it? During the Smash collab, when we debated the ethics of violence in about a month ago, actually, almost a month ago to the day. Oh, Minimi96 says hello. Oh, hi, Minimi. I like your name. I'm Tia Faire, idol philosopher and justice incarnate. I'm just talking about some of the things I learned in 2025 and my plans for the coming year. But yeah, I assume at least some of you remember that debate. But the topic of that debate, the ethics of violence, I think ties. It sort of is I think it sort of belongs under the umbrella of what will be a larger theme of my channel, for the long term, as someone who wants to do justice and is thinking about justice, because there is the topic of violence and whether it is ethical and when it is ethical, I think belongs to the bigger normative question of how do we do justice? We want to change the world. How do we do that? What are the tools and methods that are available to us? What are the tools and methods that are acceptable and that are ethical to use? Because might not be all of them. This is something that I've been thinking about extensively, and I'm not done thinking about it yet. I may be thinking about it for the rest of my life, but I thought I would share sort of what I feel like I figured out so far. I think that broadly speaking, there are two kinds of power two kinds of influence in this world. All right. First one is very simple to understand, and it's the one that came first in civilization, and it's kind of just the default, and that is having the bigger stick, or the more nukes, or the more guns, or more tanks, or whatever. Where it's physical force, brute force. So one form of power in this world is brute force, where if you want someone else to do something, you force them to do it by threatening to hurt or kill them if they don't. And that's very simple. That's not very hard to understand, and that's sort of really for a long time in civilization. That was kind of like the main way, if not the only way, that people influenced each other, that countries influenced each other countries. You would show up and start. You would just show up and like invade people and start killing them, and the existential threat of death was people, if people converted their religion or they changed in some other way, it was mainly on threat of death. However, the more that civilization matures and that history goes on, the more we're realizing that to wield change in this way is wrong. It's unethical to do so, no matter how just you believe your cause may be, no matter how right you think you are. I think that I think a view has emerged that like no matter how justified you think you are, nothing actually justifies the use of brute force to convert someone else ideologically. And this is of course still a subject of debate. It's a debate that's been waging for hundreds if not thousands of years. Oh no, I assume I assume you can still hear me. Let me know if you can still hear me. I think my iPhone turned off, and I don't know why. I think it's out of battery. I think my phone might be out of battery, and it's because of that it's not. Oh wait, no, it's back. No, it says it's 100% charged. It just kind of did a thing. But yeah, if my phone dies, my model will stop tracking. That's why you see me like this. Okay, well, I think we'll be back in a minute. Mini-me still can. Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, that's a heavy question. Yeah. Mini-me says, thank you. How are you? Oh, I'm doing good today. Thank you for asking. How are you? I was actually very sick over the holidays. This was my first stream back after about 10 days. I'm still a little bit under the weather, but I'm feeling well enough to stream, so I'm pretty happy about that. Anyway, what was I saying? That was my headphones cord. You probably heard that. Okay, so for simplicity's sake, we'll say there are two kinds of power, and the first one is just brute force, and like it's not okay to use like we're modern humans, like we now understand it's not okay to convert people with brute force. And then the second way of the second form of power is ideas, and that's not necessarily something that we're used to thinking of as power, or maybe a better word than ideas is culture. In some kinds of parlance, we refer to each of these kinds of power respectively as like hard power being traditional like brute force, and soft power being culture and good ideas. And so maybe now you can start to see where I'm going with this, where I've realized that, like, well, okay, I want to change the world, and if you want to change, if you want to have influence, you need to have power. But it's like wrong. It's wrong to change people's minds with force and with violence. Not that I would necessarily be that good at violence anyway, considering my arms are very noodly. But even so, so that means that the remaining option, if you want to try to change the world, is through culture, by changing the culture. And I think that that's not something that we're used to thinking of as a form of power yet. And so a lot of times, when the issue of sort of social change comes up, people have an easy time falling into despair. They think, well, our enemy, whether it be the government or the dominant cultural group, is so much bigger and more powerful than us. What can we possibly hope to do? We might as well give up because there's no hope. Something I've realized is that first of all, I mean, like, never say never, because as much as it can be easy to forget this and kind of just focus on how bad things are right now, like, we are a world that has already gone through social progress and through the efforts of a lot of hardworking people. We just may not be able to see it. I think it's just easy to take it for granted. But it's possible. And okay, I think I'm gonna try to tie this back into sort of my strategy, my ethos as a VTuber now. So I'm Justice Incarnate. I want to change. I want to make the world a fairer place. Why did I become a VTuber? I am I'm for those of you who don't know, I am Taylor Swift is one of my biggest influences. She was a real role model for me growing up, and one thing I learned from her, from watching her career, is that the power of fame, the power that fame affords you. I realized quickly by watching her that when you're famous, like, fame gives you like such, the kind of platform such that, like, when you're sufficiently famous, you can say anything and people will listen to you. Like, you will be heard regardless of what you will be saying, whether it is right or wrong, whether it is responsible or irresponsible, right? I think in general, like, I think often in society, we like to try to call on celebrities to try to use their platforms more and speak up for important causes. I realized, for that reason, like, among others, when I was younger, one of around when I was in high school, one of my aspirations was to become a pop star, and not just because I wanted to be like famous for the sake of being famous, because I feel like this is very similar to how when people hear you majored in business, they're like, oh, so you're an evil capitalist. When people hear that your ambition is to be famous, they assume, oh, you just want to be famous just for the sake of being famous because you're like shallow and like you think it's all about you. But for a long time I aspired to be famous because I saw it as a means to an end, because of how I saw and I realized that when you're famous, it gives you the platform that you're looking for, that you could do whatever you want, like, you can say whatever you want and people will hear you. And I thought, like, what if I just become famous first through other means, and then once I'm famous, I can like espouse I can espouse my philosophy, and I can espouse my beliefs, and people will hear. And that's sort of and that sort of like underscores a lot of like my reason for doing what I'm doing, and then the approach that I chose, and why I'm not just a philosopher, I'm an idol philosopher, because I am one of my hopes, one of my sort of potential, one of the strategies that I'm trying right now is to just become someone who is I don't think that I'm necessarily going to become famous for my philosophy. Alright? Maybe I will. But it's also possible that I will become famous first for something else, and then once I'm famous, I will get to talk about my philosophy, and then the whole world will pick up on it. You sort of you see the difference here? So one of my other strategies is, first, I'll become famous for something else, like singing, or just generally being an idol, being bright and entertaining and fun and happy and becoming beloved by people, and and then once that happens, it'll actually be easier for me to do philosophy, I think, than by trying to become famous by doing philosophy, which I'm not saying is impossible. I think I'm trying both strategies at once, and hopefully one of them pans out. But I think that but I think that if you think about it, a culture, but because I think there is, if I want to change the world, there is value in being a philosopher as well, and an idol. If you think about it, a culture is really just a collection of shared ideas and beliefs, and who in society is the best equipped at analyzing and understanding an idea? A philosopher, right? Like that's sort of like our currency. Like a philosopher worth her salt to an idea is like Neo is to the Matrix. And I would go as far as to argue maybe that in a society where, if it were possible to, if you didn't have the stick option, like if you didn't have to worry about the first form of power, hard power, brute force, a philosopher would, it follows that a philosopher would actually be the most powerful person in a society, as arguably, I mean, I'm not saying this is like, this is absolute, but as the person best able to understand and argue for ideas. And that's why I'm a VTuber and a philosopher, idol philosopher, and with how I think all that is directly related to being justice incarnate. And this brings me back to my goal and my vision for my channel, because I how do I say this? Okay, here's something that makes me here's something that I think differentiates me from maybe other philosophers or content creators, such as my good friend Axion in particular, because I think Karis and Axion and I, we've all talked about what our goals are and stuff like that, and how we plan to meet them. And Axion's not here to correct the record if I get something wrong about him, but from my understanding, his approach to VTubing and content creation is more like, I'll just see where it takes me. And if I can honestly change one person's mind and help even one person, like that's good enough. And which I think is kind of like really a noble and beautiful mentality of its own. I don't mean to demean it, but I've realized that that's just not my my approach to all of this. I think that I think probably his way of doing things is easier on his mental health, and that there's less to worry about. But my approach is more like I want. How do I say this? Like I want to yeah, like I've already explained why, but I think my goal is to be famous. Like it's not good enough just to be like, oh, however many people I help, it is I'll just see where it takes me. Maybe, obviously I've set up a hard goal in front of me, and it remains to be seen whether I'll achieve it. But the reason I want to be famous is basically that I want to try to guarantee an observable impact on the world around me, because I see so much injustice and senseless suffering out there that for me it's not good enough to say, oh well, if I help people and however many that's fine. It's more like I have to help them, and this is how. This is the most viable path. And to that end, something I've decided is that I think I feel like I've hit the ceiling when it comes to sort of how much I can grow and accomplish by doing live streams. Because over the last couple months, I've what was I gonna say? I would say that I've experimented quite a bit with the kind of live streams I've been doing. In large part because because of things like not being satisfied with my numbers, it really drove me to innovate, which in and of itself is not necessarily a bad thing. But I feel like by now I've exhausted my options, and I'm left to conclude that the medium of live streaming itself, there's just not enough growth potential there for me to for my channel to like blow up and all of that. I think that I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stop doing live streams or anything. I think like streams can still be really fun, and they still can be ideal for doing certain kinds of things, even philosophy, such as having sort of discussions with viewers. I think that can be like really fun still, but it's not, for other things it's not quite as ideal for. This is perhaps a roundabout way of saying that for the coming year, I think that I would like to do more pre-recorded, uploaded videos. And I think I will be, that's something I will be able to do going forward. I will have more details on that later. For now, I will just say, yeah. Like when it comes to live streams, I know like some VTubers are big, basically just doing live streams, but I feel like it's fair to say that most of them were the ones that got in early. They were the early adopters, and now if you're like if you're trying to be a VTuber in like 2025, like 2026, you can't use the same sort of like roadmap as the early VTubers and expect to get to the same place, because the game has changed. I think like even just being entertaining isn't necessarily enough anymore, and not to say that I'm even the most entertaining. Like I don't think I am. Like that's just a saturated niche. So I will I think the tricky part about what I'm doing is just the fact that no one else is doing what I'm doing. I'm the only justice incarnate. It's actually funny because I remember that in the 2 years leading up to my debut, a big fear of mine was that someone would steal my lore concept before I managed to debut, and then it would make it hard for me to sort of be myself, because then it would sort of it would earn accusations of like it would earn accusations of like like, oh, you're just stealing this other person's concept, when it's like, no, I've been thinking about this for years. And in hindsight, I feel like it's just funny that I ever thought that, because right now it feels apparent that I'm just the only one doing this, and that makes it hard because I can't copy anyone's playbook for like doing this. Like no one like it's just hard. Like no one has done this already. That means I can't copy someone else's playbook. Like I basically have to make my own. And basically like if I succeed, I'll succeed in a big way because I'm the first one, and if I fail, I'll fail in a big way. I think that I don't want to sound like I'm unhappy, like I'm sort of like unhappy or ungrateful about when it comes to how my live streams have gone, because I think they've actually gone in at least some ways like better than I thought. Like I don't think that I don't like prior to debut. I don't think that I was trying to I don't think that I expected to have so many regular viewers so soon. The idea of people who show up for most of my streams just to watch me, it's just something that's so like I really appreciate it. It's really surreal, and it helps make streaming so much fun to see so many familiar faces all the time. That's a great experience that I don't want to give up. But nevertheless, I think that it is an experience. Even if it is a fun experience for me and my regular viewers, I'm starting to think that it may be too niche overall of a product to make a viable product. Because I don't because I have to ask myself, like, we're thinking about like growth ceilings and things I learned as part of my major. How many people do I envision someday watching my streams? Like, what do I think is my maximum potential CCV? And when I ask myself that question, honestly, I have a hard time imagining like hundreds or thousands of people watching me at a time. I think that like it's a situation where the people already watching me like really like watching me, but like I don't think I can expect that to sort of continue scaling like linearly to include like everybody. And because of that, yeah, that's why I want to sort of pivot to pre-recorded videos being a more central part of what I have to offer as part of my brand. Basically, I'm banking on justice being a thing, a product that people want. I've just yet to figure out in what medium, like exactly how to sell it. In what medium are people sort of will be most sort of receptive to it. I think this is a really important question for me, and that my progress on thinking about it and figuring out the answer stalled for a while due to the post-debut anxiety that I had. Honestly, I don't even think that being I honestly don't even. I'm not convinced that just showing up here and being a VTuber and like in and of itself is enough. I think that for me to achieve this sort of great thing that I have in mind, I need to like really put my major to use and develop a whole marketing campaign that I will try to actualize and yeah, so I think I have some things in mind as to like more things I could do to sort of promote myself and you know, besides, you know, and like outside of, you know, just showing up at here, you know, a couple of times a week and being a VTuber and making videos, yeah, I don't think I will go fully into what my future plans and ideas are, but I will just reiterate something I believe I've already mentioned on stream, which is like one of my dreams is to do is not just like the main way that I want to sort of like disseminate my philosophy to people is not really so much through like lectures and essays, which is the more traditional way of doing things, but I want to sort of make media, like tell stories and like make art with philosophical themes and that argue for my views and my beliefs through like the characters and like the plot and like the themes and that kind of thing. And yeah, that's something that will be easier to do when I have a bigger audience though, and more money, more funding. That's why I can't do that now, but that is part of my dream. I have some stories that I've finished writing. I just really don't have the opportunity to publish yet. But this is more like long term, but like longer term, hopefully you'll see more like what I mean by that, what they sort of entail. A question. Here's I just missed this. I should have mentioned this like a couple minutes ago. A good sort of framing like device that or not framing device, but sort of like I guess maybe more like a thought experiment I conjured for myself is like let's say like one of my pipe dreams is to be first VTuber to be Time Person of the Year. Well, if Time magazine interviewed me right now, would my YouTube channel as it is right now properly represent my message and my mission? And I honestly I'm scared. Like I fear that the answer is like no. Like if for some reason like 1 million people suddenly looked at my YouTube channel, like right now as it is, I don't think that they would get the right idea about me, and that's scary. And of course that's something I want to change, so I need to sort of further think about what kind of videos I want to make that actually like accurately like represent my my philosophy, and this is sort of like this is what I really want to say to the world, because right now you know, streaming is fun. I really do appreciate my viewers, but this won't be my main product. That's all. Let me catch up with chat now. Minimi says, doing okay thanks, was sick too during the holidays. Yeah, it feels like a lot of people were well, it is flu season, right? I'm sorry to hear that you were sick. I've heard of a few people being under the weather, in like aside from just me. Robo asks, could you see yourself ever getting into politics and running in an election like years from now once you have millions of fans? That is something I've asked myself, so it's funny that you bring that up. Like would I ever want to be a politician? Like, is that a superior way of bringing justice to the world than being an entertainer and trying to do what I'm doing right now? And I'm leaning I'm leaning towards no. Reasons being, like, I don't think that politics would be good for my mental health. I think, yeah, and I'd have to give up my anonymity as well, which is sort of kind of unwanted. That actually reminds me, while Leon and I were in Ottawa recently, we actually did a tour of Parliament, one of the Parliament buildings, which is where like the Prime Minister and the federal government they do politics, right? So we went on a guided tour of the House of Commons, where the Prime Minister and the MPs, the Ministers of Parliament, sit down and they discuss laws and bills and that kind of thing. And the tour guide was telling us about how the Canadian parliamentary system and how the room is laid out so that this would be easier if I had a picture, but none of the pictures I took turned out very good. Basically, it's like a large green, a large room with a lot of green decor, green carpet, green seat, chair backs, and the room is divided in two with an aisle down the middle and chairs on each side facing each other. And traditionally, the Prime Minister and his party sits on one side, and the opposition leader and all the other representatives of the other party sits on the other side, and they face each other every day, and they debate in sort of this format. And it got me thinking as to sort of is this sort of the ideal incarnation of a democracy, and or can democracy can be improved? Is there a better way for us to do democracy than in this format? Now I'm not a politician, so I don't have any concrete answers. I think in general, I think it would be great if we could somehow have a form of democracy that allowed the average person more power and more influence. But one of my takeaways from sort of looking at all that and thinking about that is I don't think I would thrive in that environment, because I have a hard enough time just debating my friend Axion, who is very patient with me and knows me well and has my best interest in mind, let alone 300 other people, half of which are going to be from an opposing political party, and they might not think nice things about me. So yeah, so to answer your question, I'm leaning towards a no. I don't think I could do it. Ottawa is too cold for tea, as we learned. Darn celebs just making me entertained. Oh, hi Ari. Ari says, arguably, we already were once upon a time in a state in the world where philosophers had the most power. Theologians specifically had power over all of Europe through the church. That's true. Although I would like to think I don't think that necessarily means that from now on, just because philosophers have peaked in terms of their power, doesn't mean from now on, philosophers have no power and it's useless to be a philosopher. I would hate to think so. Robo says, but it's the intent. So many seek fame for selfish reasons. Gaining fame to have a platform to promote justice seems pretty positive compared to most. And thank you for saying that. Ari says the church very much was and still is in place as a stronghold of soft power. Yeah, I suppose another way of interpreting your comments is say that yes, it is possible, because it's been done before. No, not to say I'll be as powerful as the church, not to say I should be as powerful as the church, but hopefully I'll get somewhere. Robo says, gotta cast a wide net at the start, definitely isn't hurt. That and consistency. I'm so super excited to see what you upload. The hype is real. Thank you so much for your enthusiasm when it comes to my uploaded videos. I'm not sure anyone else in any other of my viewers, any of the other disciples of justice are quite as eager as you are. It really does mean a lot to me, considering like I've been sort of maybe uncertain about my ability to produce good pre-recorded content in the past. To that end, I actually thought I would tease something that will happen next week. I find that as a VTuber, I don't know if I often tease my future ideas and plans and content as often as I could. I think sometimes I hesitate because I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I don't want to give like people false preconceptions. Like it's better if they just like kind of like show up and experience something rather than go into it with an idea of what it'll be. Yeah, here, let me find it. I'm trying to find it. Okay, here it is. Wait, no, let me, first, let me hide this so it doesn't like overlap. This will be airing next Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll be doing a watch along of a pre-recorded collab that Axion and I have done. It's you'll more details on it the day of. For now, I'll just say yeah, it's just a I think all you need to know right now, it's a continuation of the debate on violence, and which sort of ended up evolving into a debate on hate speech that we had when we did the Smash collab last month in December. So yeah. This will be Monday, January 12th at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is Axion's normal streaming time. So we will be watching it together. And it is a pre-recorded video, so as far as I'm concerned, this does count as pre-recorded content. It's like pre-recorded and live stream at the same time, because it's pre-recorded, but we're also like we'll be watching it during the live stream, so it's both. So feel free to tell me what you think about that, Robo. I've been streaming for over 3 hours. I try to end off my my streams usually by the chatting streams by the 3-hour mark, because it is hard for me to talk so long. But I did want to say I got through most of the big topics I wanted to talk about today. A few other things I could save for later. I did want to say just a few more small things. One is that with regards to Justice Spoken, and which was sort of my name for my name for my pre-recorded a video, philosophy video series that I wanted to do. I've decided that I will be retiring the Justice Spoken brand name, and I will continue to do pre-recorded video content without it, without that branding, for a couple of reasons. One, I think that having a dedicated name for that kind of thing makes more sense when it is a series with regular uploads, which it no longer is, because that kind of thing makes sense if it's like, kind of it's kind of like a TV. It would make sense if it's kind of like something like a TV series that's you can expect regular installments of, but I'm not doing that anymore. So now I feel like just attaching a separate name to it would just be more kind of confusing and distracting than anything. I don't think it adds anything. I'm worried that it would dilute brand recognition, considering like I'm a VTuber, I'm a philosopher VTuber, and that's already like a little bit weird. And I'm yeah, and like I think and I'm concerned about sort of the dangers of having too many brand names going on. So I think that the brand I want to focus on is just Faire, and from here on out, they'll just be, you know, video essays by Faire, and I think that'll be enough, and that'll be better. Robo says, so you'll both be streaming the watch along? No, it's just me. It'll be on my channel. Although I've invited Axion to come watch, and he did say he will be available, so he'll be discussing with us in chat. But yeah, more details on that. I'll explain more about how it'll work on the day of. But I do hope you're excited. But I was about to say more about it, but I think I should save it, because then I should wrap up the stream soon. Some final words I want to have for today, for my first stream of the year. I just want to talk about things that I've learned. I've learned, you know, so far as a VTuber. You know, the things that being a VTuber has taught me that apply to sort of my personal life, or my life in general, and my mental health. Here are just some useful lessons that I've learned, and these are I guess sort of like lessons that I would try to impart to anyone else who is listening, like other new VTubers, or you know, young people who are still trying to, you know, find their place in life. One thing that VTubing has taught me is that it's okay to be vulnerable. Because how do I say this? I used to be really again, I've talked about this before. I had a lot of really bad anxiety after my debut, to the point there where it was like affecting my performance on stream. I like watching my VODs from that period. Like I sounded so like I sounded so like nervous and awful. Like it's really hard to listen to now. It honestly, it's so bad that it almost doesn't feel like it's the same person as me. It's like I'm hearing some other person talk, which is like a really uncanny experience. During that time, it's like I couldn't help but be vulnerable. Like that was all I could be, which was a bit ironic, because prior to debut, I had planned, or at least expected, that I would put up a really professional image that involved a certain like confidence. Like my plan was to be like, well, okay, well, if I'm Justice Incarnate, you know, I need to be really confident in order to, you know, inspire people, because, you know, it's hard to be inspired by someone who is like not confident, because it's more like you'll be busy inspiring them instead. Like that's sort of how that works. And I think that is still, you know, like largely true. I think that during my first couple weeks as a VTuber, I couldn't really do what I wanted to really do. Like I couldn't really do what I envisioned myself doing on stream, because one of my goals was to inspire people, and I just couldn't do that. Like I would show up to stream and I would be such a wreck that it felt more like my viewers were constantly comforting me, and which was very, you know, I'm very, you know, glad for that, but it wasn't really what I wanted. And I felt really bad about that. I was totally questioning myself and whether I was doing things right and all of that. And I think the turning point was actually the Smash collab with Axion, because that was my first collab stream with anybody, I remember especially the part where my husband Leon entered the stream, and then that part really made me feel like I was losing control. Because suddenly I wasn't only having one stream partner, I had two. Like there were 3 people on stream, and on top of me sort of trying to like manage chat's expectations and respond to them as well. So I had less control than ever. I felt like everything was happening wrong. It was not according to plan. I felt like so bad. I felt like oh my goodness, everyone must be, thinking that I'm doing such a horrible job right now, just being super unprofessional. And it turned out like I think I like beat myself up. I beat myself up about it over the weekend. But after a few days, it became apparent that not only was no one thinking bad things, everyone actually loved the stream, and especially the part where Leon came in, and it actually I think it taught me an important lesson, a lesson that I might not have learned if I haven't been having mental health issues and all that, but I learned that actually to an extent, when I'm vulnerable and when I fail and make mistakes, people actually enjoy it, because I think it's natural and it's relatable, and my sort of mentality towards streaming and how I should be on stream I think has started turning around since then. Now I feel like no, I don't know. I don't know if this is the case, because it's not like while I'm talking I can sort of watch myself and effectively monitor myself. But if I had to guess, I would guess that I'm probably coming across more confident streaming right now than I did about a month ago or more. And if so, that's because I am I mean, my mental health has recovered a lot in the last while, and which is good. I mean, and it's good that I can be confident because of what I said. It is, I'm the kind of because of the kind of VTuber, the kind of person I want to be. It'll be hard for me to accomplish my goals if I'm not confident enough. But at the same time, I think what this whole experience has taught me is that how I can be confident and vulnerable at the same time, and have a balance of both, because I think that based on sort of my mindset going into this pre-debut, I probably just would have been, otherwise I would have put too much pressure on myself to be confident and then not been vulnerable enough, and I think that I would have been just missing out on something as a person, and maybe my content would be missing out on something as well. Maybe it would be less of a good experience. That's something I've learned. Another thing I've learned is that I need to work on finding contentment in the present, because a trapping that I found myself having, not just recently as a VTuber, it's kind of been an ongoing issue with me for years and years, is that I am I'm a very goal-oriented person. I want everything done yesterday, and I how they say it's about the journey, not the destination. For better or for worse, I've always been more of a much more of a destination oriented, focused person, and I think that does have a downside where if you're always too focused on your goals and those are the only things that matter to you, you'll basically be stressed out and discontent with your day-to-day life, when basically your whole life up until your goals are accomplished, you won't be happy. And that was I've been struggling this for years, including before I became a VTuber, because I didn't have a job, I couldn't work, I felt like I wasn't doing anything with my life, and I felt really guilty about that. And I thought to myself, like, this is why I was so desperate to become a VTuber. I was so desperate to prove myself, because I just wanted to feel like I'm doing something with my life. And I told myself, whether implicitly or even if just implicitly, that basically once I become a VTuber, I can be happy, because at least I'll be doing something. Even if I'm not like famous and rich and successful yet, at least it's something. I just need to at least do that, and I'm sure my life will improve. And then, to my horror, after I found after my debut was that I caught myself feeling like I was still grinding, like I was still stuck in that like grind mentality of like, oh, like every day I need to like this is such a drag, I have so much work to do, and like my goals are still so far away, and I caught myself thinking that way, and I was like, no, this is wrong. I told myself I would be happy once I debuted, and I honestly have many reasons to be. Like, I am not I'm living comfortably. I have a partner. I have friends. I have like a vocation. Like I have a purpose in life. I have so many things that other people don't. I have so many things that I myself used to not have. Like I grew up in poverty. I used to not have enough food to eat. And I have so many things to be grateful for. Like, I feel like the way I feel day to day, my mental state should reflect all these blessings that I have. And so I feel like I've been been better able to sort of like restructure my like day-to-day schedule, and as well as my sort of my mindset while going through it, to sort of like be happy about just my day-to-day rhythm. And if I'm working on something that's, for the future, even if it's hard work right now, I'm still grateful for that. I'm grateful to have the opportunity to do this, and I'm grateful for just the little things that make it all go by easier, like having the opportunity to talk to friends. Grateful about the little things, and some of this is just me taking inspiration from my senpai Axion, because he's a very happy and optimistic person. He's like he's hands down the happiest and most optimistic person I know. He'll say things like, today, every day is a gift, including today, like stuff like that. So one thing that helps with being content is actually to it's basically to sort of take a hard look at your priorities and only really do things that you really want to do. I think one thing that was making me discontent before was forcing myself to work on things that I didn't really care about. And of course, when you don't care about something, when you feel like you don't have a purpose, a clear purpose, the work becomes so much harder, right? Existentially. Like there's even been sort of like research that has proven this. I learned this in an HR course I took in university, but yeah, I realized that there were things I felt like I had to do, not that I wanted to do them, and that like, but I don't actually have to do them. That the reason I felt like I had to was just due to mental health issues. But if I just sort of like trim down my workload to things that I really believe in, the things that I really like actually like have to do, in the sense that they like directly pertain to my goals, as opposed to like have to do but like they're not actually important, it's a lot easier to be motivated. And then a third thing that I've learned is that this one's a bit more abstract. I don't know if I'll be able to get it across well in words, but it's the idea of treasuring my own subjective experience. And actually, I want to take a minute to catch up with the chat, because I think I've been talking for a while. Robo, super excited. Robo says, great job today and thank you for answering all my odd questions. Can't wait for next Monday now. That's just hype train. It's real, woot woot. Oh, and Leon, you dropped this. Well, thank you very much, Robo. That's really kind of you. I look forward to seeing you next Monday. Leo, oh, welcome back, Leo. Leo says, well, vulnerability needs a degree of confidence. I don't think they are intention. Yeah, they're not. I think they're just two extremes. And ideally, you want to have a balance of both rather than just sort of being like either a wet blanket or, you know, pretending like you have no emotions. Oh, and yeah, by the way, you probably missed this when I said this earlier, but I did want to ask you, so does that mean that Axion was the very first VTuber you ever watched, and that I'm the second? Because if so, that's really cool. Yeah, treasuring my own subjective experience. What does that mean? Let me check Discord for this. So this is something, how do I say this? Oh, Leo says, very first VTuber stream I've dropped in, yes, and you would be second. Well, I think that's quite an honor. It must have been surreal. I don't know. I imagine it must have been somewhat surreal for you discovering VTubers in that way. You click on this thing, presumably because for you it's like philosophy related, and that's where your interest comes from. And it's this very dashing blonde guy in a monocle. I don't really even remember what stream it was. Was it the monogamy stream? Or had I seen you before that? But in any case, I think I speak on behalf of Axion when I say, yeah, we're both glad to have you. Yeah, treasuring my own subjective experience. Basically, I realized. Okay, so I think I mentioned that the reason I had so much anxiety, so the anxiety that I had post-debut was very unexpected, right? I thought that I had my mental health issues under control. I had worked on it so much, and the months prior, I'd improved so much. Like I was like, I felt like confident, like talking to people. I thought like, okay, like this is what I needed to be a VTuber that I didn't have before. Like it's you know, it's all set. I'm ready. And then this just huge anxiety just like kind of like popped out of nowhere. If I didn't mention this before, then like, well, I'm mentioning it now. But I think like the reason for that, because like I guess when I'm I guess one thing I'm afraid of is being maligned for just for having trauma and for having mental health issues, which on the off chance that you think that that's heinous and cruel, that is something that's happened to me before, and it's real fun. I'm scared that yeah, so I thought I was ready, and I worked on myself so much, and yet like all of these issues came pouring out. I think the reason for that was it was a trauma was triggered that I didn't know that I had. I didn't know that I had it because the trigger condition for it was having a lot of eyes on me, like having a lot of people pay attention to me, and feeling like I'm under pressure to live up to their expectations. That condition had never been met before because I've been alone, kind of like friendless for most of my life. So anxiety, and then the trauma, yeah, so they, so I would show up to stream with, you know, usually 5 to 10 people watching me at any given time, and this is sort of like the viciousness of trauma, right? Like people were very kind. Like all my viewers have been kind. I haven't really received any hate comments in particular while streaming. And so like nobody was actually saying anything like behaving like untoward in an untoward manner, but like towards me. But like nevertheless, I felt such huge. I felt like people must be having these huge, massive expectations of me, and I felt a need to live up to whatever I thought those expectations were, and that's where the anxiety came from. Basically, always trying to say what I thought the right, like focus on like, okay, what is like the right thing to say here, and like I need to make sure I'm communicating that to people. It was a lot of pressure, too much. And the reason for that sort of the reason I thought that way came from like childhood trauma, from pressures that I went through back from the kind of environment that I had back then. I didn't basically for this one, the turning point was actually what was it now? I think a little while before Christmas, when I watched my senpai Axion stream Edith Finch, what became of Edith Finch, the game. For those who like haven't played the game has kind of the game has a mom character who's like low-key like abusive. Like she's at the very least very controlling of her daughter, and that reminded me of my own childhood, where basically growing up, I grew up in I called it a prison of the mind, or I didn't really have freedom of thought and opinion. If I expressed the wrong thought and the wrong opinion, I would be punished severely. So maybe you can see how that might translate one day, many years later, to feeling tons of pressure on stream to say the right thing. But watching the Edith Finch stream was really hard at the time, but it prompted me it prompted me to do some self-reflection, and I came out on the other side realizing that hey, even though I was never taught this growing up, my own subjective experience, like my own thoughts and opinions, have value to me. Like it's okay for me to sort of like take a kind of umbrage in them, even if they might not have any value to other people. And that's okay. Like not everything I say and do has to like appeal to and like satisfy like other people. Like it's like I have value, even if I'm not doing that. And that was a real breakthrough for me. That was a lesson I really need to learn. And so a couple days after the stream, I sent a pretty long thank you letter to Axion, and talking about sort of how his stream inspired me. And oh god, this is my longest chatting stream yet. I think I want to close out the stream by singing this, because this is what feels right. I've shown this slide on stream before, and I really love this picture. So this is an image of my two philosopher VTuber senpai, Axion on the left and Karasu Frenor on the right, and they've both been very kind to me, and talked to me and helped me out a lot, inspired me a lot. Ever since I started VTubing, and I realized I bring them both up a lot when I'm streaming, and the reason for that is I mean, there's sort of like there's a surface level aspect to it of like there's cool people and I just like talking about cool people. I don't mind name dropping someone if I think they're like you know, a cool person. But I am very emphatic about like I'm about the fact that they've had a like positive like influence on me, and their actions have helped me. And like I guess like like I guess the reason that I'm so emphatic about that is because I think it's important for us to understand that the way you treat people matters. Like I'm trying to send the message that like you know, good things happen to me. It's like I didn't get better on my own. Like I didn't become better on my own. It's specifically because like other people, like including my friends and like my husband, make like active choices that have benefits on me, and that in this world, like people don't get better like just because like no one helps them, and like, you know, like no one does anything, and like you do nothing. Like it's so I'm hoping to by emphasizing the fact that you know, these two guys have helped me a lot with their choices and with their actions. I hope to you know, I hope to inspire others. I hope to send this message that like basically like the kindness that they've shown me, I hope that it's a kindness that we can all show everyone. Like I don't want it to be just directed you know, to me, no one else. I hope this is something that I can pay forward to a lot of people in the coming year. And as well, I do look forward to continuing to work with these two throughout 2026. Yeah, I think I hope you'll be excited to see what's in store from us philosopher VTubers. And yeah, I think that's all I really wanted to say today. I know it was a lot. I went it's been like 40 minutes longer than I normally would for a chatting stream. I could have saved it for another time, but this was what I planned to say for today, and this was just the amount of time it took. Didn't really want to delay it for later. But yeah, let me just finish catching up with the chat before I close out. I've seen clips of various VTubers, so I have seen the aesthetic before. Oh, but I haven't seen like more than 10 seconds of one. Haha. I see now. First one was monogamy one. Oh, was I remember correctly. And Leo says, well, if you do blow up, you'll likely will face every kind of opinion you can imagine about you, such as the internet, unfortunately. Yeah. I mean, that's not news to me. This is sort of like a broader topic that I don't want to get into fully right now, but suffice to say that I've been following Taylor Swift long enough to understand that in this world, people will say anything about you. Like, we live in a world where for some people, people will not only say things that are true, they will say anything for any reason, somehow. And like, and you cannot be prepared for the kinds of things that they will say, especially when you're famous. I think that sadly, you don't really have full control over the things that these people do, no matter how like objectively wrong it may be. The main thing that you control is sort of your own reaction to it all. And the good news is my mental health is improving year by year, and I'm all like it's only been around 2 months since my debut, but I've already I know in saying all these things, I think that if you compare like the way I was streaming 2 months ago to now, I hope you wouldn't conclude the same thing as me, but I feel like it's safe to say that even in this short of a time frame, I've already grown. I've changed as a person. I'm not the same person now that I was 2 months ago, and I will continue to learn and change for the better. And I will be prepared for all the obstacles I may face in the future, because I expect that there will be many. If I am, if this is what I want to do, that not everyone will be necessarily open or receptive to my ideas, or even just really my existence as a which has multiple meanings. Though the mark of courage is not being afraid, it's being afraid and doing what you want to do anyway. Yeah, that's I think a common view about fear. I am also not the person you were 2 months ago. Good to know. So I'm a different human being. Yeah, that would do it. All right. This was Faire. Oh, my schedule for the coming week. I didn't prepare one for today. I'll post that on social media tomorrow and on YouTube. But yeah, this was Faire channel. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.